Welcome, church. Oh, you know what I did? I started again without muting myself over here. I better hurry up or I'm going to hear myself laugh. How y'all doing? Praise Keck. Welcome. If you couldn't make it to your local church this Sunday, we sure are glad you made it here. Hell, ain't nobody here, folks. I said I was going to jump on in here, but looks like everybody's split. It's because they jump in early. But so what I'm going to do is, so I don't embarrass myself too much, before we jump into the topic, Space Bitch, probably thinking that I was too ignorant and uneducated of an ogreish bastard to even attempt this song. Here you go. This is Kiss on a Rose by a very large black man from Britain named Seal. God help me. There we go. Oh, wait, you know what? It's like, this is almost serendipitous. When I got two things pulled up, and one of them is The Rascal King by Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and that's the one I popped up. It's like the powers that be are trying to tell me they don't want me to sing. But here we go. Here we go. Space Bitch, you owe me one. And you know what I mean. There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains the drug that's the high, not the pill. But did you know when it snows, my eyes become logs and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss on a rose on the grave. The more I get from you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your roses in bloom, light hits the gloom on the grave. Ba da 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 ba ya ya. Ba da 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 da. There is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain. Baby, to me you're like a bad addiction that I can't deny. You tell me, is that healthy, babe? Did you know when it snows, my eyes become wide and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss on the rose on the grave. The more I get from you, the stranger it feels, yeah. And that was my rendition. I only did two verses. The reason why is because, I don't know, the song doesn't suck. But I don't believe in cultural appropriations. I'm a bluesman. I've been playing the drums in blues bands for many a happy year. I don't do it anymore because my old lady don't like me staying out late and getting laid. Daggone prude. You know, I mean, what the fuck she want from me? I am an ogre. But so I don't do that anymore, but I do it for my own pleasure. And I do consider myself a blues man, but I've practiced that many years. So whereas I'm not talking about cultural appropriations, I do think that a person should know their place and stick to it. So Space Bitch, anybody else that wants me to do Seal, go fuck yourself. Hey, man, how are y'all doing? And would you introduce yourselves to the few folks that are watching? I'm sure more will dribble in, but it'll be recorded and people will come and watch it. So it'll be on there. So if you have a channel, anything you want to promote, anything you want to tell somebody about, just tell us who you are. Staggerson.
Staggerson Jags. I do have a YouTube channel. It's pretty new. Uploaded my first video about a month ago. Just uploaded 2 new ones that people seem to like a lot. I talk about atheist and skeptical stuff, and I try to be funny. Check me out.
I will pop the link up there out in the chat in case anybody wants to split for a second, go sub. I highly suggest you do. His video, My Daddy Is Not a Monkey, made me pee myself a little bit. And we also have the lovely and wonderful Frozen from Finland. How about you sweet thing? Who are you?
So I'm Frozen Butterfly, or Annie, or whatever the fuck you want to call me. I don't have a YouTube channel at the moment, but you can find me on Twitter. And I jump on some streams once in a while.
Oh, and that's great. It is Sunday, and everybody, I think, in the chat knows. And Buttercup, if you want to jump in, let me know. I'll shoot you out the link right away. I do believe that you and Frozen have been on a couple of streams together. In fact, weren't we all on the Beard Baron stream? There was some crazy drinking game going on that night, so I remember some of it.
I wasn't on that. I was on the pre-show.
Oh, okay. And my goodness, I got to meet one of my heroes, and I don't know. I ain't into hero worship and all this shit. People are just people. I know Billy Gibbons personally. I know a few people that are, people say they're famous, so I don't want to just name them all. And I've found very quickly that these people don't want you to treat them different than other folks. They just want to, just want to be somebody there. And boy, I was really starstruck though. So Fane, the Poisoning the Well, those dudes rock. And they're kind of creatively, I look up to them because not only can they do things with music, but their videos. I just watched their video about Mario the Vigilant Christian. And listen, I gotta say it, man. I told MCJK I wouldn't say it for another 6 months, but I am a Christian. I'm a skeptical Christian is what I would call it. No, I don't think that evolution happened. I do believe the world was created about 6,000 years ago, if you want to know my opinion. But, what opinions are like assholes. So if I keep on that, I mean, everybody will think I'm a fucking witch doctor crazy. I've lost my mind. So the point is, everybody has something they believe in. But when you get so far one way or the other, like Mario, the Vigilant, does everybody know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I gave him $20 once because he got on screen, he got on the thing, and he was weeping. He was crying, like tears, crying. He was talking about how people were persecuting him, and he got me. I got on PayPal. I felt so bad for his punk ass. I was like, fuck it, throw him a 20, man, But then I found out his stance on marijuana and this kind of shit, and I was like, what a faggot. Anyway.
Yeah, he's kind of a clown.
So I guess I kind of tried to start a conversation. What would y'all classify yourselves as? I did ask you before because of where, if you were any religious affiliation to Staggerson. I have not asked Frozen, but where do y'all stand with that kind of thing? Does it matter?
I'm an atheist. Hard. That's where I stand.
I call myself an atheist, but I have certain beliefs on like spirits and things like that, so it's kind of...
That's excellent. Y'all do know that Chris Cornell just hung himself by his own bloody neck in a shitty motel room in Detroit, Michigan, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and so we were talking the other day, I guess I'm going to press you a little bit, Staggerson. Even as an atheist, do you feel like I'm crazy to think that I might see him one day in Elysium where I can play my bass guitar and he can pick up the sixth string and scream like he did here on Earth? Or is that out of the question? Do we just go away?
I don't think you're crazy for believing that. I certainly don't believe that. But I used to believe a lot of stuff like that. I haven't always been an atheist, so I understand where somebody who believes comes from most of the time. And no, I don't think that's super crazy to think that, but I just don't believe it myself. I don't think there's any evidence for that at all. So
no evidence. I got to agree with that. What about you, Frozen? Because I got to ask, and this will be the end of this. I kind of like to know if there's something y'all want to talk about. Lacey is supposed to be in here in a little bit, and I'm just gonna try to fill time because I know when them crazy some bitches get here, it's fucking on, man. It ain't gonna be no serious nothing. So,
Yeah.
So what do you think about it, Frozen? Do you have any kind of hope for an afterlife, or like I asked Staggerson, am I just immature and not able to realize that I got to make my mark while I'm alive, and when it's over, it's fucking over?
Well, it's kind of a hard question because I do believe that there is a chance of that because there's no evidence against or for it, kinda. But then, like, yeah, I don't know. Energy doesn't die. It doesn't disappear, so it's possible, I would say.
Okay.
Personally.
I got a couple deep thinking philosophers here that are willing to ramble on about their personal beliefs.
So
no, that's okay. That's okay.
But you talked about making your mark while you're here if there's no afterlife. But don't you think maybe you should make your mark while you're here, even if there is an afterlife? Since there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of indication of the afterlife being able to interact with this life in any way, don't you think that if there is an afterlife, it should be held separate from this life anyway?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked that because aside from the things I do to make capital for myself, well, I make money with my chickens, but I'm a chicken farmer. I have 150 Australorps and some Barred Rocks around, some Rhode Island Reds. I have some chickens, and I'm crossbreeding Australorps with Rhode Island Reds, and then going to cross a little bit of Barred Rock into them. And if I'm successful, I've already got a Barred Australorp rooster that is my stud. And if I'm successful, when I die, there will be a chicken on Earth that would not have been here if I had not been here. So to answer your question, because of my faith, there's a story about people that received certain talents and what they did with them. And the one that didn't do anything, that buried his talents behind the back of the house, he didn't get to go to Elysium. So I do believe that if there is a Valhalla or Elysium or whatever you decide to call it, that you do have to show that you should go there. And making your mark is how I would say you do that. So
do you believe in the Norse religions or?
No, but I do because, listen, people get hung up on Jesus, you know. Not that, I mean, I don't mean hung up on it because I love Jesus, but people get hung up on the name. But remember, his name wasn't even Jesus. They would have called him Yahushua or Joshua is how to say it now, but it wasn't even Jesus. We call it Jesus because it's a bastardization and an English version of it. But so when I'm very careful, I try to be careful, Staggerson, and I don't want to say heaven, because if I say heaven, you automatically will think, oh, there's a religious nutcase, and he believes he's going to go and sit on a fucking cloud and play a motherfucking harp all day. No, I believe I'm going to Elysium, where the heroes never die and the music plays for eternity. No one turns your amplifier down ever. And you can crank and jam with Van Zant and Elvis Presley, and that's what I believe.
Cool, man. Gives me the chills when you talk about it.
Oh, me too. I was kind of goosebumping out. But I think, because I'm telling you, man, I want to see Chris Cornell. I want to walk up to him, and I wouldn't even mention I would just, if I see him, which I believe I will, I'd just walk up to him and be, hey, man, what a fucking way to check out, homeboy. Fuck them. They didn't have to live your life. If they don't understand it, well, they don't. I'm glad to see you here, brother. And that's what I hold on to. Yeah. I do, because Nachi Free, a really good friend of mine, excellent creator on YouTube, I know what he'd say if he was here right now. Oh, he got this Cuban accent. He'd fucking say, oh, Ogre, you fucking immature. You can't hang on to shit like this. You got to realize that you are not a special and unique snowflake. And when your flame burns out, you're fucking gone. But I do subscribe to a little bit more of what Frozen said. It's hard for me to believe that something like our minds, not our brains, because our brains will rot away in the grave, but that our minds will go away, it is hard for me to grasp that.
Well, where does the software on your computer go when your computer dies?
That's a very good point. And I've heard that before, but I don't know. If you want do you want me to answer that, or do you just want me to act like I don't have a feeling on it?
Oh, go ahead and answer.
I don't think that anything like that dies, man. I just don't believe it. I think that when your computer crashes and it says it's all gone, that it's out there, and I believe it's part of the greater aggregate of knowledge that is the universe and everything.
Like the Akashic Records?
Yeah, you got it. Huh, you must study a lot, huh? You study up on esoteric religions and whatnot?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know what? I would say that even because you can get the I Ching and you can throw your 3 coins, and you can, and some people say, well, it's really vague, and when I read this, but there's power in these things. If you don't read your horoscope, it doesn't have any power on you. In the month of the year you were born does not affect the kind of person you are. But if you subscribe to this and you plug into this energy source, it can have a profound impact on you, because your mind, that thing that I don't believe is ever destroyed, starts to work and starts to generate its own power. And I don't know. There you go. I'm going to get fucking, man, coal piles here now too. I'm going to get mail.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't know. If the crazy's not over, we were talking about right before this, and it is church. I mean, you know, sometimes I like to think about these things, and the main reason, I shouldn't say think, because I think about them a lot, but I like to talk about them with other people. And the main reason is because if I'm stuck in my own bubble, or if I go talk to other Christians, I have no diversity of ideas. I could never expand. I could never think about other possibilities. But we were talking right before, because I'm segueing right the fuck out of religion and philosophy.
Perfect.
We were talking earlier before the stream about how we had to sometimes be careful about what we said and what we did. And a really good friend of mine, Count Dankula, I've known him now for about, I don't know, 6-7 months. He's been on the big show. He's just a stand-up guy, smokes grass like they're going to quit growing it, never touches alcohol, hard worker, just loves his family. He taught his little pug, his girlfriend's little pug dog, to do a Nazi salute when he said Sigeil. And when the dog is laying down there, his dog's name's Buddha. And when the dog's laying there, he'll say, "Gas the Jews, son." And when he says "gas the Jews," you know, and he shows you that the dog knows what he's saying, because he'll be like, "Buddha, Buddha," and the dog, you hear snoring in one shot. He's snoring, and he's like, "Gas the Jews." And as soon as like says gas, the dog is like getting up and like, right. But when he starts the video, he says, "I decided I wanted to piss my girlfriend off as bad as I could, and how much more could I piss her off than to teach your dog to do this?" They arrested him. He is right now facing a year in prison. I think the insanity of social justice warriors and thought police is going far. If y'all have anything you want to say about that.
Sure. Yeah, that's crazy. That's the funniest video I've seen in a long time. And I just love it. And I can't believe he's facing jail for that. That drives me crazy.
Oh, you know Dank, huh?
I don't know him personally, but I know who he is.
Well, that's what I meant. You know of him. But I like that ovation behind you so much that the next time he's on, I'm definitely going to send you a link so you can say hi and give him your support.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've seen his videos too. I subscribed to him after I heard about the situation, because it's fucked up. It's totally fucked up, because it's a joke. How the fuck do you go to jail for a joke? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I would be in jail if people would hear the kind of jokes that we do with my friends. So.
Can you get arrested in Finland for telling jokes like that?
I don't think so. Haven't tried it. But I've actually, a friend of mine is part of the police force, and I've told him all the jokes that we normally like. We have a couple of like Jew jokes and dead baby jokes and things like that, and he's laughing and telling jokes back and stuff like that. So
hey, why do Jews watch pornography backwards?
Why?
Because they like to watch the money go back in. Hey, I'm Jewish now. I'm Jewish, so it's okay. It's okay if you tell them. I got one more. How was copper wire invented? Two Jews fighting over a penny. That was an old one. That was an old one. Sorry. I had to pop in there with some levity. But yeah, and I do. Although, and I'm not gonna, definitely not gonna correct you on your own country, Frozen. But there is no presumed freedom of speech in Finland. In fact, the United States of America is the only country that has a constitution that says freedom of speech is protected. So yeah. In fact, I'll have to, if you want me to, I'll dredge up, but there's cases of people in Finland being arrested for saying things. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, but it's normally not like harmless jokes. I would say that
all jokes are harmless, girl. All words are harmless. Unless it's a call to action. Unless you say, hey, let's get together, go to the ogre's house and murder him. That's not harmless. But if you say the ogre is a fat, bearded, bald Jew and I hate his guts, I wish he would drink bleach and die, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing could be conceived wrong with that. If someone can't take it, they're a coward and people need to get over it. People like the fucking prime minister of the snowy, crazy north up there, Trudeau, talking about sticks and stones may break my bones, but sometimes words will hurt me, you fucking cuck faggot. Grow a spine.
Oh, God.
North Montana.
Oh, was that too vitriolic for y'all? I really am a firm believer in freedom of speech, and I do not believe it should be abridged unless that freedom of speech is a call to action, such as fire, fire in a crowded church.
Exactly. Or yeah, that's the one. Fire in a theater. That's what they say. You know, there's a limit to freedom of speech, but in America, it's really hard to get arrested for saying something. I can't think of a time when that's happened. Except like lying in court.
But give it some time, Staggerson, because now we have, and that's different. That's not freedom of speech. That's perjury. And there's probably people watching right now or that will watch later that go like, fucking Ogre, what a hypocrite. But no, if you're in front of Congress and they put your hand on the Quran or whatever the fuck you want to put on the origin of species or whatever you want to put your hand on and swear that you're going to tell the truth, and then you lie to them, no, your ass needs to go to jail for at least 5-6 days. Now, the time that they put you in, I think, is way too long. But because after 4 or 5 days in jail, you don't want to lie anymore. You're ready to just get out and have your freedom.
Yeah, 5 days is enough.
Oh, mercy. I feel like I'm train wrecking you folks. I'm just going to be quiet. I got to go and grab something.
No. Yeah, I was completely like... I watched the C-16 hearing, and oh god, Canada.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything about that. I haven't watched anything about that yet. I'm not familiar with that yet. I've seen it on my YouTube feed and stuff. I just haven't clicked on any of the videos. I don't know what it's really all about.
Yeah, it's kind of vague. It's really like badly worded, so it's kind of hard to explain. But I watched the thing, and it was like the what's his name, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
And he was completely fucking demolishing all the questions and things like that, and it still passed.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, I'm trying so hard to get him on the show, but he's so popular right now. He was just on Joe Rogan's show, and they got over 6 million views in 2 days, man. And to me, I watched that guy sit there stagger, and people were throwing paper at him. One person spittle hit him like right here because somebody spit at him. The whole time he had his microphone, he was like, well, I just don't think that we should appease people by changing our fundamental way that we communicate to make them feel better. You are not the whole time, never changed his tone or timbre. To me, when I seen him do that, and I'm not going back to religion, I thought of Jesus. I really did. The mythos of Jesus. Mm-hmm. Because he was there being persecuted for his beliefs, and stand-up guy. I love that, man. Praise him.
He's like a patient kindergarten teacher with a bunch of obnoxious kids around him.
Yeah.
He's just quiet and calm and just waits till they're done yelling and then just keeps trying to say what he's got to say. And I love that about him.
Yeah, he's kind of amazing. He has like the fucking best temperament ever.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for that guy. I've subscribed to his channel and I watch most of the videos he puts out. They're usually kind of long, so I have to wait till I have like a chance to sit down and watch them, but I like them.
You have a gift for that. I hate dead air, so I'll pop in every time it's quiet. I watched 3 of your videos, and my biggest problem is trying to do something, trying to say anything in under 10 minutes. And You told me something. Do you mind if I share the method that you used for the my daddy wasn't a gorilla?
Go ahead.
Well, no. In fact, you tell him. Just tell him what you did. Did you script it? Did you plot it? How did you come up with that video? And while you do that, I'm gonna go look it up and pop it in the chat because oh my gracious, you got to see this. I'm turning red thinking about it. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, I am an atheist, and I talk to a lot of creationists on the internet, on Twitter a lot, and so all I did was just repeat things that I've heard people say in arguments, and I channeled my father, who's from Louisiana, for the accent. And I just turned the camera on. I was actually sitting down talking in Discord on the PTW Discord with a couple of people in there. And I was trying to think of a video I was going to make. And for some reason, that idea just popped into my head. I literally just exited out of Discord, hit record on my camera, recorded that video in, I don't know, 20 minutes, and cut it up and posted it. I didn't even add any music or any cards, or didn't do a call off or anything like that. It was just a stream of consciousness inspiration.
It's absolutely brilliant. I'm getting into the hangout right now, folks. I just suggest that you take a little break from church, run over there, check out this video, subscribe, and then, of course, come back. I mean, but you're allowed a little intermission here. Reverend Ogre won't come to your house and flog your wife while you watch or anything like that, unless you want me to.
Yeah, of course, unless you want to.
Yeah. And all of this idea, I got one more question, and then I've got some other questions that have nothing to do with what we've been talking about. It's got more to do with drinking and food. But what can we do as a community? We have someone in the desert Southwest, I think it's safe to say. We have someone in Finland. We have somebody up here in the snowy north, a misplaced hillbilly up here in Michigan. What could we possibly do to combat this? Because we have identity politics, and we have this feeling motivated way of thinking. What could I possibly do to help Count Dankula, or to help Frozen, or to help someone in a place in the world where they don't have freedom of speech and they may be persecuted for cracking a bleeding, bloody joke?
Well, I think that's the hard question, because it's hard. I feel like we're on the right side of the issue, so I'm going to talk that way. When you're on the right side of this issue, you don't have as much that you can do. You can't shut the other side down, because that goes against the very principles, you know what I mean? But they're more than happy to try to shut people down for talking, so it's hard. I mean, you can't go, Count Dankula doesn't want us to go protest his trial or anything like that, which I understand why. It almost feels like we're doing all we can. I just think we need to get people more vocal, get the ideas out there a little bit more, get people talking about it, and ask people questions. You know, you got Lacey Green now, open to conversation, and that's great. I think that's wonderful. That's exactly what we need. Get people talking about it, get people to exchange ideas and open their minds.
Yeah, the Lacey thing.
Yeah, if we could only get her on our side. Go ahead, Frozen, sorry.
Yeah, the Lacey thing is kind of a huge step to the right direction, I think, in a way, whatever her motivation is. So.
Well, I think when she was on with Blair White, I think that loosened her up a little bit, man. And I tell you what, she's a nasty little skank, but if we could only get her on our side, it would be nice. There's a question they ask on the Cunt Stream, so I'm going to ask y'all here in honor of Schmeckel in the Cunt Stream. So, you think about Lacey right now, Lacey Green and Anita Sarkeesian. Picture them in your head right now, and you have to have coitus with one of them without protection. Which one would it be?
Lacey Green.
Okay, Lacey Green, and also Frozen for yourself.
Lacey, definitely, because I probably could teach her a couple of things.
And she's winning hands down. Last night it was like 35-1. Lacey Green.
It's no contest. Who's the one? He's a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like,
no contest.
Anita is so stuck up. I don't understand how anyone could want her for some reason.
All right. Well, we got somebody slipping in. I don't know. They want to ask me a question. All I'm going to say is that if it's about any drama, I handled my drama yesterday the best way I know how. I don't like people stalking me and leaving me 75 twats while I'm out with my fucking hot young girl at the beach. I don't like coming back and seeing all that shit. And call me a social justice warrior. I don't care as long as you suck my Jew cock while you do it. But I will block your ass if you harass me. So here, is this the person? Did I just send you a tweet, Johnny?
Yes. This
All
is
right,
me.
what's up, brother? And please, no drama today. If you got something to ask me that has to do about any drama that was on Twitter yesterday, I'd just kick you out, man. I don't want to deal with it today. People don't come here to hear this shit. If they
well,
want
no,
drama,
no,
they
it's
can go to
just-
one of those drama channels. But what do you need,
No,
brother?
no, no. I just want you. It is. I'm sorry. My friend Drunken Sailor had brought this to my attention. I'm just wondering what happened. Just like real as quick as you can, and then you could either kick me out or.
No, I ain't gonna kick you out, but I'm telling you, man, I just ain't gonna talk. I work with other people. The Britisher, Amanda Wolfchild, Day is Dead. I can do whatever I want. Right now,
No,
I
I know.
could go on a tirade and I could talk about everything that happened. I'm gonna sum it up like this. If anyone tells me that they're depressed and that they want to kill themselves, I was a psychologist. I practiced for a little while. I was a preacher for years. That's in my soul. That I will say, hey, keep your head up. Can we talk? Someone did this to me. They said these things to me. And then once I started to communicate with them, they took some of my communiques, and not only did they switch it around after, so I was very angry because I realized, this person was just trying to goad me. And then they switched around, and then they took what I said out of context, and they made a big deal about it. All I can say is karma's a bitch. And it's so funny that the two morons that started this drama with me were taken down by a huge YouTuber, again, that I'm really not going to name. All I can say is, if I want to continue to work with the wonderful people that I work with, I won't turn this into Andy Worski's channel and just be a big bitch fest about drama. What I'll do is I'll try to have fun. We'll crack fart jokes. We'll talk about big and little dicks and nice titties, and we'll drink booze and have fun. But other than that, man, I ain't got time for that shit, mate. But I'll tell you what, Drunken Sailor, I really care about that girl. She's been a sub and a follower, whatever you want to call it, for a long time.
Oh yeah, she introduced me to you. So.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to, even if you keep this link and after the show, if you want to talk about it, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. But, and I already feel like, look, spend too much time on this right now. It's church, man. There's people in here that just want to hear me, Staggerson, you, and Frozen, like, talk about what our favorite beverages and stuff. So that's probably where I'm going to go right now.
Sorry, I just figured, if I said it like voice to voice, I know. Here, I'll turn on my microphone so you can see me. There, face to face, I think I have it on. Can you see? Oh, God. No light. There we go.
All right, man.
Awesome. Just saying, like, face to face, just wanted to know. I'm doing my own, like, little research as much as I can, considering I have work today. In, like, let's see, what time is it? 11? 3 hours. And I'm also watching my nephew and niece. So, just like, wanted to ask you personally what it is. I'll leave it at that. That's it for this stream. If you
Thanks,
would
Johnny.
like me to stay, I'm happy
Oh, I'd love you to
stay.
stay, man. Please hang out. And as long as you don't mind segueing away from this, because you'll notice one thing in your research is a stark lack of me saying anything. Because I don't dignify cucks. I don't take the time to fool with disingenuous cucks. I just don't. If somebody comes at me with some crazy shit, man, I'm crazy enough without it. So, in fact, to quote as good as it gets, we're all full up of crazy here. So,
Okay,
thanks a lot for coming by, though. So, I've got a question for everybody. Unless somebody has a question for me that has nothing to do with this, you could ask me about why I wear a suit and tie.
Oh,
you
I
could
have a
ask me
quick
where my
question.
hat was made. What kind of beverage do I like to drink? Food.
How big is your dick?
It's 8 inches long.
That's 8 inches right there, huh?
Oh, I pulled it out on the after show the other day. A Day is Dead will testify that it's 8 inches long.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
I'm not kidding. I'm Jewish, man. Most of us got big cocks.
Oh, hey, I gotta go. Bye.
Thanks a lot,
But
bro.
I'll shoot you a DM. I do want to talk more. I'll do it after.
Sure, no problem.
After my work. I'm thinking you'll be done after that. Unless you plan on going like 8 hours.
Oh, no. No, we'll go very nearly
It would
viral.
only be the second longest trip service.
Lacey's going to
Jesus.
show up. Lacey and Roy are probably going to show up, so we might go for a little bit. But I usually about 3 hours into this, man. I do this four times. I do this 4 times a week, so about 3 hours, I'm done. But thanks a lot. I feel like I scared you off with the penis thing, but yes, this
no,
right here
God.
from here to there is
I've
8
seen
inches,
bigger.
Staggerson. That is 8
I've seen
inches.
bigger, don't
from
worry.
the tip. But and whatever, I'll tell you one thing: my big penis has not got me laid any more than anybody else. As a matter of fact, a couple times it's been like, "What do you think you're gonna do with that?" And I only get to put like, and I'm gonna be honest, I only get to put like this much of it in there, and I get the hand.
Yeah.
The hand comes up, and it's like, you know. Well, once in a while, you run into that very special girl that grabs you by the ass and is just like, "Yeah, give it all you got." But very rarely is that the case. So if
Yeah, I've
you do
never
have
had that
us,
problem. I never get the
Well,
hand.
Just so you know, FYI, until this whole thing blows over, I followed you on Twitter, but I'm going to remain unsubbed until I actually get everything done. So have a good day.
oh, no worries, man. I don't care if you sub or not. I got plenty, and I don't even really care if it grows, to be honest. I just do this for my own edification and for the few people that follow, man. But thanks a lot, brother. I sure appreciate you coming by and having the balls to ask a question, Johnny. You rock.
No problem. And I hope you enjoy my beautiful mug.
You're very
do need
handsome.
a
I was going to
shave.
say that, but I didn't want you to think I was getting queer on you. You're very good looking,
No,
yeah.
that's all right.
I love your hair. Look at my hair, dude. I got no fucking hair. I was looking at your hair. I was like,
Oh
fuck,
my
man, why
God,
can't
you-
my shit grow like that?
You should see my hair when it's at time. I just got this cut like half a month ago. It's already
Staggerson.
like this. It's gonna grow like a fucking fro, man.
You got a long way
I
to go,
grow like
Staggerson.
sheep hair.
How
Okay.
old are you,
bye.
Staggy?
Have a good day, you guys.
33.
Bye-bye, brother. How,
33.
yeah, you got a long way to go. By the time I was your age, I was already way bald. I couldn't grow hair. In fact, I had long hair like yours, but by the time I was about 24, I looked in the mirror one day. I had long blonde hair. You know, I was in good shape. I'm still in relatively good shape for my age, but I was, in fact, that's why I kind of maybe was pulled to you, because you and I look very similar. You're red. Anyway. And so I'm looking in the mirror, and I've looked like a child molester, man. I mean, it was, you know what I mean? The greasy back and the no hair up here, and bang, never looked back.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I can grow a beard.
I used to go bald all the time. This is the longest I've had it in a long time. I'm just afraid I'm going bald, so I want to have like a last hurrah.
Nah, you got a long way to go, kid. I'm not even joking. You're trying to pump your nads. I'm just telling you that from knowing people have been bald, you may lose your hair. But if you do, you'll be in your 40s or 50s. And who gets laid then anyway? It's like it's all over. So fuck it.
Right.
And since Frozen is here, I'm not trying to pander to you, but do you, I mean, because I'm bald, does that make me ugly, sweet thing?
No. It depends. I'm personally into like personality more than looks. So
Aw, I'm going to play you a song next week. I'm not going to ask you to pick it, or it'll probably be another Seal song. It'll be like Crazy or something.
no.
But I appreciate that, because here's the thing. All of us here are unique, the three of us that are here right now. And I won't lie. And again, please bear with me, Staggerson. I think that you're probably a worldly man, so I'm not trying to. I observe beauty in all its forms. You're a very handsome man, Staggerson. You're very good looking. And Frozen, you're very beautiful to me. Why? I don't know. Would the rest of the world find y'all attractive? I don't know. Whenever I first looked at Staggerson, I didn't see anything abnormal about him or stand out. But then I watched his video, and he made me laugh so hard, a certain part of my heart fell in love with him. Because anybody that can make this old, washed up, foul, odious ogre laugh has a little bit of my love.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you found it funny, even though you're a religious person. That's good.
Well, that's got no. Hey, look, I'm glad you said that, because here's where I feel about it. Anybody that would discount you because what you say doesn't line up with their dogma, they're missing out on life. Not only that, they're not nearly as wise as they could be, because it says in the book that they read, from a multitude of counselors comes wisdom. It doesn't mean from a multitude of counselors that think exactly like you think. It means from a multitude of counselors that think varied from what you think. And so I seek out you. In fact, if you see another Christian on the show, I will be there. In fact, MCJK is the only one. Everybody else that comes on here is agnostic, atheist. Beard Berrien's a Satanist. He's a Levian Satanist, and so is Grimm, his wife. Well, actually, I should have said that about Beard Baron. If you're watching, he doesn't say what he is, but I'm pretty sure I know. And we talked about philemic magic the other day. Do you know what philemic magic is?
No.
Well, you know who oh man, I'm a brain seizure now. Crowley, Aleister Crowley.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's the inventor of philemic magic. It's a mixture of sex rituals and theatrics. And Beard Baron, he knows so much about it. He explained to me that most people that practice philemic magic don't, like a Christian will pray, Lord, I'm trying not to be blasphemous or whatever, but if somebody's offended, fuck you. They'll say, Lord, Mama's got cancer. Please heal Mama. And then if Mama gets healed because doctors give her chemo or whatever, they're like, thank you, God, you did a miracle. And they believe that was a miracle from God. But the fact of the matter is that people that practice philemic magic, they do it for the theatric side. 99% of them do not believe that the philema creates miracles. They just do it because it's something to do. They're theatrical people. Anyway,
Right.
I know that was probably way off because I wanted to ask you all about your favorite food, your favorite color, your favorite place of vacation, and what you do drink when you have a libation. So I'm going to do it now because, man, and listen, that dude that just showed up, I've already forgotten his notes up here. Johnny, I appreciate it. But do you all understand what I say when I mean I don't want to spend my show talking shit about another YouTuber? Doesn't that make sense that I don't want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's boring.
Yeah, what a waste of fucking time. And you can go see that on any number of YouTube channels. There's so many out there that's what they thrive on. Myself, in the real world and in the cyber world, I'm pretty much the same about one thing. I love people, and not personally. I only have 2 good friends. I think that's a blessing, though, if you have more than one. But I have a lot of acquaintances. But if somebody brings drama to me, like, oh, you slapped my old lady's ass at the barbecue, man. What, do you want to fuck her? It's like, no, she got a nice ass. I slapped it. Well, you want to fight? I'm gone. I'm fucking out of there. I'll never be back to your barbecue again. I don't give a fuck what you do. I hate drama. So that's trickled over into this. And so here we go. Staggerson. I noticed your name is Staggerson, but you don't consume alcohol. Can you share with us because as an alcoholic, it's hard for me to understand, brother. I drink every fucking day. I got the Britisher busting my balls on a daily basis. Really, Mr. Ogre? Don't you think you had a wee bit too much of the amber nectar, sir? How do you expect to run a stream? You're so sozzled drunk, you can't even make a proper joke. And so, he's busting my balls all day, telling me not to drink, but here I am, clutching on to my vodka and orange juice like my very life depends on it. What do you do to unwind if you don't drink? What do you do?
Well, if you drink that much, you're not very far from understanding why I don't drink, because I'm an alcoholic too. And that's why I don't drink. I just can't keep it under control. So I drink a lot of coffee. I smoke weed, That's
that
about
helps
it.
unwind. As a matter of fact, Staggerson, I'm going to smoke some of this wonderful amber oil that I have right here. It's called BHO, butane hash extract. I make it myself.
Nice.
And yeah, it's so good. What it does is it makes you feel like you're floating on a cloud of titties. Yeah, that's from a movie I know.
It also makes it so you can't breathe.
But that's good. So because I'm here now, and it is unusual to me. But you kind of made me think of myself because I know I'm a drunkard, dude. I just don't. I wonder how people like you and Gemini is another great guy. He's got a little owl for a thing. He's a great guy. I was on a stream with him the other night. Same deal. It's like, oh, I love to drink, but I don't do it. Man, when I hear that, I get a sinking feeling in my heart. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, man, don't drink, but you like it? What the fuck? Don't they have a liquor store somewhere near you? And so
I can't stop. I do bad things.
Okay, so maybe, because myself, I've never been involved with the law or anything like that. When I get drunk, I hand the keys over. I'm not the kind of guy that's like, I can drive. Let me take my Mercury, man. I can drive. I'm the kind of guy that's like, after a couple drinks, I'm like, I'm crashing here, right? And if I'm not, I'll take the keys, put them in the back seat, and then sleep in the car. Because if the keys are in the ignition, they'll still give you a DUI. And I've never been in any kind of trouble for that. So I don't know if that's why, but I'll tell you what, I know it's wrecking my liver. And like I said, somebody should have muted me by now. But Frozen, if you don't drink either, what is there something special that you do to unwind? I mean, I don't want to press you, like meditate, anything.
Well, I would like to drink. That's the thing, because right now I'm on really heavy medication, so it's not good to mix it with alcohol. But I drink a shit ton of coffee, and yeah, I have my own hobbies, like I do rope bondage and things like that. So that's kind of my meditation ritual kind of a thing. And
Uh-oh, I'm here. Yeah, I've seen some of the rope stuff. I will just say that the doctor gave me some things because of some traumatic stuff that happened to me. I like to swallow them with some vodka.
yeah, some people like to mix it, but I get really, like, it's bad.
I think there's people on Earth that I don't want to say want to escape reality, because for myself, I don't believe I'm trying to escape reality. I'm sure, as somebody that's studied psychology most of my life and whatnot, I'm sure there'd be people that would argue with me. But man, when I have a drink, when I hit my oil, when I smoke a nice fatty, it enhances my reality. It makes everything shiny. It makes the jokes funnier. I don't know. Is this a slippery slope I'm going down to one day just being a junkie in a ditch?
I say if you haven't by now, you probably are right.
Well, maybe. And I do have family members that are younger than me that, I mean, yeah, you asked, dude, and I'm not going to brag. I got busted for bragging. I will say that, yes, this is a Movado. Yeah, it does cost more than most people's cars. And yeah, that is an Iceman, 1984 Iceman. That's a 1979 Dean Flying V, the real deal, not a repro. I have a 1978 Washburn right here. And so what I'm saying is that because I'm showing you all these things that I've saved and accomplished, does that mean that I'm not maybe I'm in a ditch now? Holy shit, this was supposed to be light, but I don't know why I'm in a dark mood today. Maybe I'm in a ditch now. Maybe I'm the junkie in the ditch now and I just can't see it.
That could be. Mentally,
How do you gauge that?
First. Pardon me?
How do you gauge that? I mean, you're the only one who knows where you're at.
I would say I would gauge it to be transparent, because I love church here, and I see William here, and there's a lot of my friends, Nils here, Vaughn White's here. There's a lot of my good friends here, so I feel like I can be a little transparent. All of you coming to watch this later on, cover your ears. When I wake up in the morning, I can go without marijuana. No problem. Sometimes I go days without it just because I want a tolerance break, because I realize I've been smoking a little bit too much. It's not really doing its job. I just won't smoke. And I've got pot. It's not like I don't have it. But man, I can usually make it till about noon. And I don't shake. And maybe that's part of my problem, because I see people that are like, oh, I've got to have a drink. But boy, about noon, my mind is starting to tell me that life just isn't worth living, Ogre. Where's your beer? Where's your rum chata? Where's your clinky glass with, that noise, that sound? Like the Trailer Park Boys, like Julian. Where's the clinky glass? And I go get it. So I guess, fuck me, I'm segueing out of this. I really am after this. But I guess to me, I would be, in my mind, a junkie in a ditch, because my life wouldn't be the same for at least a couple weeks if I just blatantly quit drinking alcohol. To wrap this up, Staggerson, how the fuck did you do it, man? Don't bullshit me if you can say on air. How did you quit drinking?
Man, it was hard. I wasn't just drinking either. I was using some other pretty hard substances, and I did 6 months in jail for drinking on probation. So that kind of shocked me into my senses a little bit. Not enough, because I got high the first day I got out of jail. Not on pot. And I kept going for about another 6 months, and I just had enough. I just had enough of wrecking my life, and I just stopped. I started going to AA meetings. That helped for a little while. I don't go to AA meetings anymore because it was one of my key moments in becoming an atheist happened to me in an AA meeting. And then the last AA meeting I went to was just them talking about how to not drive atheists away, but they drove me away. So I just quit drinking. Really, it was hard at first. And honestly, sometimes I still miss it. I wanted to say this. Sometimes I still miss it, like, especially in situations like this. I feel like if I could sit here with a beer, I could be a little more open. I wouldn't be as nervous. You know what I mean? I'd be a little more talkative, a little more willing to just say what rolled into my head. But it's not worth it for me because I don't just stop at a couple beers. You know, I drink as soon as I can in the day and don't stop until I pass out.
I appreciate that candid explanation. I'll tell you this, I was a friend of Bill W. for a year. But I got to admit to you, in my life, it was the most miserable year of my life. And I started to weigh the idea of, because the reason I don't want to drink is because of my liver. I'm not going to lie. I drink a lot. The other night, I drank 12 beers and a fifth of Smirnoff. And I woke up the next day, I felt like a fucking $1,000,000. I mean, I got an agreement with John Barleycorn. I don't get hangovers. I wake up the next day and crack a cold beer, and, you know, I'm fine. But I guess the point is, we all have to find a balance, don't we? Because if I continue to walk this line and I keep telling myself, well, that it's quality over quantity, then eventually my quantity will be gone. And if your quantity is gone and you have no more days, you don't have any quality. So maybe one day I'll have to listen to the Britisher and wise people like you, Staggerson. As a matter of fact, I will probably impose on you sometime to maybe have my own little AA meeting with you when we don't have a bunch of people listening to us. Because I look up to people like you that have shed that bullshit, holding hands, like keep coming back. It works if you work it. Work my fucking NADSAC while you blow me. You know, it makes me want a fucking beer. But oh, when I was a drunk, and I'm like, please give me a fucking 40, man. Please, I couldn't take it. I would walk out of there every time, and I would just crave a drink so bad I could taste the scotch. And I actually did better for like 2 months without AA, with all due respect. And so here we go. I said I was going to segue. I am. I myself am a fan of food. I love food. I went to a place called, it's so far away from my house, I'll even say it. I went to a place in Houghton Lake, Michigan, called the Limberlost, right on Houghton Lake. I took a very beautiful young girl with me. I got this, it's called an olive burger. I don't know if anybody's ever had an olive burger. They like chop up olives in the man glaze, and I don't even usually like man glaze. It looks like semen, and I don't like mayonnaise, but I do like it when they put the olives in it, and then they put like a bunch of olives on top and cover it with Swiss cheese, and I like mine raw and wriggling. She was like, how you want your burger? I was like, I want to try to get off the fucking plate, man. And they brung it out so good. It's like the blood was soaked down in the bun underneath, you know? And I'm looking at my girlfriend there, and she's like, I love hamburgers. I think in my mind, all of the different kinds of foods that you can mention, and I like all kinds of stuff, Italian, whatever, but the most complete, wonderful thing that anybody can put in front of me is some ground cow, man, with some cheese and a bun. And with that said, what do y'all like to eat? Is there a certain restaurant you like to go to that you can share with us, or would you like to comment about hamburgers?
I like hamburgers. I classify them as a subset of the sandwich. It's a type of sandwich, and I'm a huge fan of the sandwich. I like a lot of food, though, really. I don't guess I have like a favorite. I went through like a weird Buddhism phase for a while before I became an atheist, and I kind of got rid of a lot of my favorites of things. Like, I don't really have a favorite color. I like all the colors, and I like most of the food I eat. There's some food I really don't like, but I don't want to talk about.
Oh, you gotta tell us. Oh, you don't want to talk about it? You don't. You can't.
Oh no,
tell
I
us.
can't.
Yeah, what don't? Because since I said what I really like, what is it that like really turns you off?
Oh, beets. Beets are gross.
Beets?
Ew, they get in your mouth.
Man, one of my favorite things when I can beet juice. We raise beets. I planted about 17 rows of beets yesterday because we raise our own food. And anyway,
It makes everything's red. Oh, it's so red. Your teeth get red.
Your doo-doo's red too. When you poo the next day, it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. And it's like, oh no, I had beach yesterday.
I wouldn't know. I've
Yeah.
never eaten that many of them.
Oh my
Yeah,
gracious.
that happens.
Yeah, go ahead, Frozen. I want to hear about the food we like and dislike. And I'm going to mute myself and look at the clock. I'm going to mute myself for 5 minutes. Don't leave dead air. I'll have to pop back in and I'll ramble on again. I want to hear from you two.
Okay, yeah. I don't eat red meat at all, cause I have kind of a trauma about it from childhood. But like my favorite foods are like pasta and things like that, and I make like the best vegetarian pasta you can ever fucking eat. I can promise you that. But we in Finland we have like bizarre foods, kinda. A lot of those like there's something called mammi, which I don't even know what it's made of, but it basically looks like shit. It looks like cow shit, but it's delicious. I can't.
Will you say what that was called one more time?
Mammi.
Mommy, like mommy.
Mommy. Yeah.
No. There's a letter A, which is like A with 2 dots on it.
We're American, honey. It's mommy.
Yeah. Yeah. Close enough, baby.
Oh, and I got to very, very quickly just introduce my very good frog friend, Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. I just seen that you sent me, bro. I try not to pester you, man. I got you on so often. I just don't want you to think that I'm being a dick and want you on, but you know I want you on every show. This is my bro, Staggerson, and this is a really good friend that I just met, Frozen. She's from Finland. Staggerson is from here in the States. How you doing, Jeremy? Man, we're talking about food. Maybe you can tell us about those giant rabbits or something cool.
Hello, everyone. Well, actually, I'm not done eating yet, so I'm here, but I'm not here right now.
What are you?
That's cool.
What are you eating?
I'm having fries with bearnaise and with a big Vestmal beer with me.
Cool. Frozen, tell me more about that mommy stuff. Is it like a paste, like a vegetable paste type of thing, or is it like a sweet thing?
It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's sweet. It's kind of, we eat it on like, what's it called? Easter.
Okay.
With cream. And it's like, dessert. But I wouldn't say it's sweet. We normally put a little bit sugar on it. Some people don't, but I do.
You're not helping us though, sweetness. We want to understand what it is. And, it's a pudding.
Yeah. It's like a paste kind of a thing.
Staggerson, do you understand this, or is it? Am I just? Or we can't get it.
I'm trying to understand that I don't understand.
All right, we'll move on, because I know one thing. I would ask you this, and it is about the alcohol. Have you ever heard of something called Lappendaws?
No,
it's beer. I mean, I meant frozen, but it doesn't matter. It's a beer that the Laplanders drink when they go to the sauna. But I love it, man. It's low alcohol content, like 3.2, 3.3% or something. But it's dark and rich, and I've been fortunate enough to do the sauna ritual where you sit naked with a bunch of people you don't know, drink Lapland beer, and then go jump into the river that's like freaking 5 degrees Celsius, and then run back, sit there for 5 or 10 minutes and splash the water on and frolic around, and then run back butt naked, mind you, run back into the sauna, have some more beer. That it makes you feel so young and so good that you know why the Scandinavians are gods among ants.
I would have just stayed in the sauna with the beer, I think.
Well, you'd like it because Staggerson, because you can choose, and some of the Lapland beer has I say no alcohol, but like O'Doul's like 0.5. There's no feeling of alcohol whatsoever, and it's still that. I mean, it's so good that you think it's not like O'Doul's where it's like, oh, this is piss. It actually tastes like a good beer. So I think
it's like a dark.
Yeah.
Like a dark,
Very
thick
dark.
beer.
Very
That's
dark.
what I liked.
Yeah.
I was into like a porter or a oatmeal stout was my favorite when I drank.
Well, I love Tetley's, and look, I ain't gonna try to. We're not gonna talk about booze no more. And the reason why is out of respect for you, bro. Because look,
Oh, that's
we gotta
fine.
support- Yeah, but we gotta support one another. We really do. And I was going into a dark place. We keep talking about it. I'll go back to the fact that I'm a fucking fall down alcoholic, and I should tighten my act up. And I just want to have fun. So
Okay.
I would say this. So in Finland, you know, our indigenous people up in, well, I say ours, but it was Russian or whatever. In Alaska, they eat some stuff called stink flipper. And then I was watching this thing about Iceland, and they take these sharks and hang them up and let them rot. And then they eat like this rotted shark meat.
Disgusting.
You don't have nothing like that there that you actually like because it's part of your culture?
We have like dried reindeer meat. We call it like Lapland bubblegum, and I really like it, even though I don't like normally eat red meat, but it's really good. And yeah, we eat a lot of like reindeer and stuff like that. So, and then there's Karjalan paisti, which is basically what's it called? Fuck. I'm forgetting words.
Well, it's okay. I know English in your first language, but this right here is what you're talking about. This is some of that dried reindeer. It looks absolutely fabulous, man.
I'm sold.
So good.
I'm gonna order some.
But really, I'm thinking I might try. That looks so good, Staggerson. I mean, that looks like it's so red, and oh my gracious, it looks so good.
It's really good, and it's almost like bubble gum. Seriously.
So it's very chewy.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you people know how to live, and what I mean by that is, oh my gracious, the midnight sun. You have to do right in the summertime, or you will die in the wintertime.
Yeah. It's really cold in here. Normally, I've actually done a photo shoot completely naked in like minus 25 Celsius.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Minus 25? That's like 50 below zero. It's Fahrenheit. That's cold.
How did you not end up looking like a freaking hedgehog? Sorry.
I'm Finnish.
No, I'm glad to have you here, Jeremy. We're the only drunkards here. We got to watch ourselves today.
Sorry, it came out of my mouth right out of the box. You know?
No, you're good, man. Hey, here's to you,
okay.
Jeremy.
It's okay.
Here's to you, man. Love you, brother.
Cheers, man. Okay,
So Jeremy, if you're ready, what's something we do know about the rabbits, and you can tell us about it again. But everybody's like snails and frogs, right? But what's something that we maybe don't know about that French people love to eat, or northern France where you're at, what that they love to eat that we might not, that might be shocking to us, or that we just don't know about?
I would say one of the thing that always kind of weird people out is it's a form of mustard. It's a form of old-fashioned mustard with basically they take a little bit of the pulp of fermented grapes. So they don't take the juice, they don't take the wine, but they take they take the flesh of the fruit that has been fermented a little bit, and they mix it up with mustard. That's something that we have over here, for example, and we put it generally on beef or on venison.
That sounds good if you're putting it on meat, I guess.
Yeah, it's in order to cook venison or beef that is a bit old, and it's generally giving a strong taste. It gives it a strong taste, and generally, with that particular specific type of mustard, it ends up generating a crust around it. So basically, you've got a crust of wine tasting like mustard and wine mixed together, crust around your beef. Basically.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Sounds good.
kind of reminds me of kalakukko, or we have this, like, it's a rye kind of pastry that has fish and pig fat on it.
Oh
And
man, we
it's
got. I'm talking in the chat about black pudding. Oh, it's like hog fat. It's dried hog fat. In fact, he's got an explanation here. It's dried pig's blood with oatmeal rolled into a sausage, and I quote Vaughn White saying, "You can't beat it."
I don't want to.
it's yeah, we have that. It's we kind of have like different areas have different foods. So where I'm at the moment is like Tampere area, and they have
Not necessarily.
a sausage that is made with like meat and blood, and
Well,
then
you're right in the heart of dried meats in Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, all kinds of meat, of dried meats preparation all around.
yeah, exactly.
You're right in the middle of it.
And I don't eat red meat, so it's kind of ironic.
Well, that's.
Here
I
in
mean, that's
Utah,
okay. Everybody around. In fact, we were talking about. People are talking about the thing. I hunt deer. I mean, I hunt them. I have what I use is an air rifle, a 25 caliber air rifle, very high powered. I mean, I know people are probably like a BB gun. It's not a BB gun, but they don't hear me. I like to get very close to the deer. A friend of mine, Hatchet Dan, he's trying to go for a permit to hunt with a spear. You have to have a permit, and they don't give them out. I don't know why, but he wants to drop down on the deer and kill the deer with a spear. Myself, I like to get close, man. When I shoot a deer, it's 30 feet from me, and I usually put one right here. But anyway, the heart. Oh my goodness. I won't even joke. When I'm skinning out a deer, when I'm field dressing it, I will take the heart, and before I take a little bag with a string and I hang the liver and the heart and the lungs up inside of it because I use that stuff. But I'll take the heart right there and I'll slice about 7 or 8 really paper thin slices, and it's, you haven't lived, man, until you've had fresh, just killed deer heart, man. It makes you strong and it makes your pecker hard.
I'm good. My pecker's plenty hard.
Well, you're 30 years old, mate. Wait till you're freaking old like me. You need everything you get.
Yeah, my dad is a butcher, and he's
maybe that's why maybe that's why you're kind of red meat's no, been there, done that.
Yeah, that's part of it actually. But he made me taste everything, and I mean every fucking meat there is. I've tasted fucking kangaroos and stuff like that. So, yeah, no more. And
go ahead.
Yeah, my boyfriend at the time, he hunts birds and foxes and things like that. So, yeah.
It reminds me of a friend of mine. She's basically the daughter of two bakers. The mom and the dad are bakers. So they swap around. The mom and the mommy and the daddy, they swap around inside the shop. Who's doing the cooking, who's doing the selling, and so on, and back and forth between the two. So the two parents are bakers, and it's basically like she couldn't care less for bread, for pastries, for all like she doesn't eat any of the stuff anymore.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah, it's kind of like, I know that some meats are really good, like taste really good, like the deer heart and things like that, but I still don't want to eat it like all the time.
Reminds you of your old man, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually can prepare meat really good because my dad taught me that when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
benefits.
When you were working, when you were basically growing up inside a family that has a shop, craftsmanship shop dedicated to food, you either follow suit and you basically you follow the footsteps of the parents, or you're kind of want to get away in one way or another. Like there is no middle ground. I've never seen
Yeah.
I've never seen the son or the daughter of a baker that like either they follow suit or they want to get away from it very, very fast. But on the other hand, even the ones that want to get away, then they do indulge into the bakery stuff when they want to be thinking about their parents.
Yeah, that's true. I love to cook,
Mhm.
which is what comes that comes from my dad, because my dad is also a cook, and he taught me how to cook because I told him when I was 6 that I won't eat red meat anymore. And he was like, okay, you can reach the counter so you can make your own food. And that's kind of a good way to learn it, because you have to.
I just love that your daddy was kind of pissy, but
Yeah.
he went the soft route. He looked at you like, are you high enough to reach the counter? Okay, you make your own food now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you never know, man. Who knows who could show up in this crazy shit? But I'll tell you, man, I really appreciate you folks. And as far as food and booze and everything else goes, I need help today. I've been occupied with other things, and what those things are is planting my garden, which my garden's almost an acre. We eat about 90% of what we grow. I eat red meat now, and I just said I was at the Limberlost and had a burger. But Magog!
That's
So
great.
show up.
Wow.
All right, man. All right, here you go, Magog. Fuck me again. I won't subject everybody to that. Good to see you, brother.
What is up?
Hi.
Not much. I was just I'm in a dark mood. I kept talking about how I'm a bleeding alcoholic and my life sucks and I probably fuck everybody I like, in the wrong way, not the good way, like up the ass. And
Well, I better get the fuck out of here then.
When I hear something funny,
I need help. Help me.
my boyfriend just came into the bedroom and asked if he can jerk off. So told
Rock
him,
and roll, stud.
yeah, go
That's what I
for
was
it.
doing earlier. You just couldn't see it.
It is very flattering that I show up and your boyfriend feels the need to pull his pants down. I tell him I appreciate the thought.
I bet you
Yeah.
get that a lot, Magog.
Yes, you'd be surprised. You really would.
So, hey, Magog, when Poe does the Midnight Dreary, do people send you those? In other words, they say, "Hey, I seen this really shitty. Help me, whatever letter to somebody," and they send it to you, or do you go out and search that stuff out yourself?
Yeah, what happens is Poe's a naughty bird, and he is jerking it to porn, And then all of a sudden he'll get bored, and then he'll go off to an advice column website and find something horrible to talk about.
That's okay. So, in other words, Poe goes out and finds this stuff on his own. And I'm wondering, now that you mentioned that, I never even seen a pecker on the bird. I didn't even see a penis on him. It must become erect, and we can't see it when he's just there and in a flaccid state.
He likes to call it his boner because, he's all bones.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even know if he has a pecker. I think he just strokes whatever bone gets hard,
Well, we could see his pecker, man. It's right on his face.
He just kind of sticks it in some lube and goes.
Now, and I like you, Magog. I don't want you to strike me down with a lightning bolt or anything, but I'll be honest, man. I really love Poe, man. He fucking tickles my butthole like a feather, just caressing it. I've watched some of Poe's stuff 3 or 4 times, and I love it. The one about the anyway, I don't know if you want to talk about this stuff. I know it's Poe is probably a pain in your ass sometimes.
No, he's an equal partner in crime.
We had one where this person was talking about that his wife had an affair with this with somebody that I can't remember if you said they met at I think a high school reunion or no work, and then
well, there were 2 like that. Yes, there's high school reunion, but there was one where she cheated with a coworker at work, I believe. Yes,
that's it. Yeah. Can I press you on that at all? I mean, because Poe had some pretty good advice on that. So I guess what I'm saying, I don't know if he's around or if you can speak for him, but what would your advice be to somebody? Let's say if I've been married for a little while, not like newlyweds, but been married for about 10 years, and I come home one day and it's like, hey, Ogre, I really love you, but I've been sucking Johnny's cock in the copy room for the last, 15 months. And I really loved him and all, but now I just want to have our nice, happy life. Is there some advice you could give to us human beings about that?
Well, I would say to go ahead and be like, joke's on you. I've been sucking cock too.
Oh, I didn't know Poe was here. I didn't know Poe was good. I'm sorry. Let me get a vodka and orange juice. I'll be right back. So, Poe, if I could ask you another question. So, because I've never sucked a cock, but I held one in my mouth till the swelling went away once. And I don't think that makes me gay. But that said,
I hate to break it to you, it makes you gay.
Well, Lacey's supposed to be here if she shows up, and we'll find out. She'll tell me the truth. She won't bullshit me. But here's the thing: what would be your advice to somebody aside being honest about your own sexual escapades? What would be your advice to somebody at that point, Poe? If there's something that they should do, or should they just forgive and forget? Be wary. What?
Well, I am not an advocate for forgiving and forgetting. I'm more of an advocate of drinking and forgetting. But I will say you can straight up tell that whore to fuck off. There's no reason to work things out. You cheated on you, man. It's bad.
So do you think that maybe she would do it again no matter what she says? Is that like a pattern that you see?
Listen, I could see, the situations would be different, but it really does depend. But I'd say if she's been sucking this guy's cock for months, she's probably already known she's done something very bad and continued to do it. So where's the trust, Also,
Yeah, and I want to let everybody jump on you. So in other words, you do see a difference, Poe, in like the odd, maybe a man or a woman, either one, got a little tipsy and maybe, oops. But then just it was like one time, called him up, was like, hey, that was a mistake. Don't fuck with me no more. But between that and something that's an ongoing thing.
Well, there's definitely a difference, but whether or not you should forgive that person for that horrible mistake is really up to the person. I give the best advice I can give, but what can I do? I'm a dead fucking bird.
Oh, yeah, but from a bunch of, what I always say, Poe, and Magog's probably heard me say this, from a multitude of counselors comes wisdom. And that's why we really appreciate, Magog reanimating you. I guess I could ask you about that, but I almost have some other serious questions to ask you because I got to admit, I'm just going to be blunt, for a fictitious fucking character, for an insane, for the musings of an insane maniac, you really have some good advice.
Well, thank you. I do try to slip in there between the comedy bits some real wisdom in life, and most of it has to do with, for the fuck's sake, get over your weirdness, move on with your life. That's mostly what I get to. I mean, come on, people. There's no reason to torment yourselves.
That's excellent. And just in case anybody doesn't know, this is Magog of Mescor. I can never say the planet he's from properly.
It's Morscar, and it's not a planet. We're from another dimension.
Oh well, you and Doppelganger. I think it's a parallel dimension to Doppelganger. I get confused, man. I'm just a bloody American here on Earth. That said, I will occupy the entire time, but I'm sure that most people know who you are. If just in case somebody on the panel doesn't know, would you take just a second? And then, man, I'm going to be quiet in case anybody else wants to talk to you. Because even though, I mean, I guess it's my stream, it wouldn't be shit if y'all weren't here. So who the fuck are you, man?
Are you talking to me, the creator?
Oh yeah, I'm talking to the guy that I watched drink poison and fucking die the other day.
Yes, I am the creator and the creative mind behind both Magog and Poe, and even more upcoming fun characters that will have premieres on my channel. And basically, I wanted to do something new and fresh on YouTube and talk about issues, but do it in a real comedic way, kind of like a skit show. And I just rolled with it, man. I jumped 2 feet first. I built a set in my living room, and I did green screen effects, and I learned Photoshop, and I learned After Effects, and I learned Premiere Pro, and just fucking went at it. I've been having fun since.
You're second to none. I mean, Nachi Free comes to mind.
Oh, I love Nachi. Nachi's a good guy.
Yeah, he but like you, he didn't just because you say jumped into it 2 feet, and I understand you did that, but you planned it. I mean, it's not like, because what I did was I got the shit. I had like an $8 camera laying around the house, and I turned on an effect that made it all look like a cartoon, and I was like, I am your United States government. It has come to my attention that the New Year's Eve parties, you were consuming booze and blah blah blah, and did this. I didn't even think about it. And actually, Staggerson, I got a backup here. I got a testifier here. Did the same thing I did. Only his worked out much better than mine because I'm kind of a stupid motherfucker. But here's the point. Is there a point to this? Not just with you, but I'm running into these folks like Nachi, Beard Burying, yourself. And what is there an end game? Is there an end goal? And now I'll keep my word, because if anybody here doesn't know who Magog is, they can feel free to ask him what he's doing. But that's what I want to know, Magog. What's our end goal? Because I want on this train. I'm working very hard on a character of my own that I won't even lie to you, brother. I'm going to say it right now while there's a whole 20 people watching. I'm doing it to impress you, because I see a spark in what you've done that I have not seen anywhere else. If there is somewhere else and I just didn't see it, well, I'm sure that there's nothing new under the sun. What's the end game?
Well, my personal end game was to kind of light the fire under the ass of YouTubers and start putting out content, because more people are coming to YouTube for entertainment than cable and news and mainstream media and stuff. And I'm like, they're coming here and they're enjoying it, and they're watching more YouTube than ever. They're watching these channels that they love. They're watching these people talk. Why not give them something that's more akin to television? Give some entertainment value, some production quality. And so I wanted to get like a group together that are doing characters and have sets built and really do kind of like live streams that have themes and talk about the issues and stuff, but also just have some good fun, take questions from the audience instead of just the chat, actually like take calls, things like that. And just kind of build like this little, I don't know, kind of themed show around Magog and friends, and then everybody has their own channel too, and does their own thing and has their own character and their own world that they've created. And it's so very marketable, and it's so very, production heavy. And it's just really fun to do.
Man, you just gave me a hard on. If I can't impress you and don't make it to the show, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to find Poe and take a giant shit on him.
Well, he's like $10 on Amazon. Buy your own Poe. There you go.
No, I want to shit on the real. No, I'm just teasing. No, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. And now I really need to let other folks talk to you. So anybody that doesn't know who this, and look, anybody calls me an ass kicker, kisser, suck my dick. I just like what I like. So if anyone wants to kind of delve into the mind of this kind of an insane genius, have at him, man. I'm sure that you can't hurt his feelings or ask anything that he won't answer.
Yeah. I'm an open book for the most part. I don't say my real name or anything, but other than that.
No, yeah, don't get fucking personal or anything. I mean, anything about creativity, or I think everybody understands. Because you also do have good advice about marriage and stuff. I know you do it in a funny way, mate, but I've watched some of your videos, and I won't even lie. I've extrapolated the wisdom from them.
Well, that is Poe. And a lot of people don't know that I also do the voice of Poe as well as Magog,
Yeah, I know. In fact, I had a discussion with somebody for a little while because I was fortunate. I had you on a stream one time, and we actually got to have a little insight into the real world that you live in. And I was trying to explain to him, no, this guy's not English. He's not Scottish trying to be. He's this fucking American that is just kind of out of his mind and came up with this crazy idea. No. And somebody else does Poe. I was on Discord. It was like a big tirade, man. Like, no, it can't be one guy. It's one guy, folks.
Yep, it's me. It's all me, and I do all the voices, and I do the voices of Rufus too, the dragon that pops up in the window now and again, because he's got like a deeper kind of trembly. He sits there. What the fuck are you doing, Magog? You know, like it's just a real deep. You know, I'm a voice guy. You know, I've done voices since I was a kid. You know.
You don't use effects for that voice? That's just you, huh?
Yeah. I'll pitch it down 1 or 2 levels, but other than that, it's I could sit here and I could do a whole stream as Rufus, baby. I could sit here and talk like this all fucking day.
Man, that is like a mixture of dragon and black dude from like I would say Louisiana is what that sounds like. Right. Yeah, just
where the white women at? Hey.
Except everybody in Louisiana is really, really nice. If you're gonna play a guy from Louisiana, you have to be super polite.
No. I had a friend in high school who was French Creole. He was and he talked like that, just a little lighter, you know. But he sounded like he smoked 18 packs a day, and he'd sit there and he was superstitious as all fuck. And
I know a little Creole.
Yeah. He'd be he'd sit there. He'd come up there and he'd be like, "You gonna die? I see the aura around your head, man. You got a bad omen on you, brother." You know?
There's a lot of that down there. I did learn this from a Creole, "Las le balaroo," and apparently it means "let the good times roll."
Yep. Yeah. I don't know Cajun French, but it's real fun to listen to, at least, you know.
Yeah, it is. And the Cajuns, I spent a lot of time down there, Magog, and I'll tell you what, man, Bodan balls, man, that fucking liver shit they make and fry it. I used to go to the Tiger truck stop down there outside of Slidell. Man, yeah, Cajuns are the craziest fucking people. Boudin. And I like it all, but the Boudin is the shit. And when they told me what it was made out of, I was a little put off, but I still eat that shit. I don't give a fuck, man. That's good. Oh, and Doppelganger's here, so someone else will probably have some poignant questions. Doppelganger, look who came on the stream, mate. It's Magog, dude. I'm fucking in heaven.
And we've spoken before, yes.
Magog, I admire your voice. I admire your outfit and the story behind it all. Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Really good. How are you?
Good to see you, Dop.
Thank you very much.
Dop is the grease that makes this thing run most days. And thank you, Dop, for being here.
Well, that's actually Ogre. I'm just hanging out with you guys. So in any case, what's the subject for today?
Well, we were talking about a lot of shit, but right now we're just prodding Magog as long as he lets us, because I'm curious about, you know me, Dop, pretty well. In fact, of the people here, you know me much better than anybody else, because we actually communicate when we're not doing this stuff where people can see us. And I love creativity. I write songs. Beard Barry and I are collaborating on a tune right now for some YouTubers that we can't really mention. We're trying to get Tailed Failure in on it. Oh. And so when I see creativity in a realm that doesn't apply to me, it does two things. It forces me to admire that person because I didn't think of it. You know, it's like, wow, this person thought of something that I never even conceived. And emulation, you know, what am I trying to say? The easy word. To copy somebody is the highest form of flattery. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So when I see Beard Barry came out with this skunk on. Anyway, and you know me, I can't believe you didn't already mute me, Dop, now that you're here, because I told these other people before the show, I was like, I'll ramble on, and you got to mute me, and you weren't here, so they never muted me, but they should have like 5 times. So what's happening now is I am desperately wanting to find the creative spark in me that will allow me to get a green screen and become the ogre. I'm trying to think of it now. How will I do it? Could I do like the Beard Barian did, where Magog, he's even to me deeper than you, dude, because he'll come on and he'll be the Beard Barian and he like asks you deep questions about your childhood, and then the next thing you know, he's got his fucking face painted and a skunk and fucking shit around him, and he's like, "Ma, ma, ma," and I'm like, holy fuck, how did he do that? So I'm working on that. Any questions that you have though, Dop, for Magog? Now that I rambled on, have at it, man. What makes you tick, dude? I mean, I know, do you want to talk anything about your personal life? Because you have so much shit on you. And one of the big questions I have is, how could you possibly be managing all the things that I know you're managing and still be putting out fucking Midnight Dreary? And I understand you even told me, and I think a lot of other people, don't fuck with me right now because I probably won't get back with you because I'm very busy. How do you do it? Where do you find the energy?
I find personally that cocaine is a hell of a drug, and
He's joking.
It's am I? No, it's no secret. I've said it on other streams. I work jobs and I go to school full time, and I do this, and I don't sleep a lot, and I work 12-hour days, sometimes 7 days a week, every day. I am on a break now because summer, school's out. I'm in college, but no, it's dedication, pure dedication. Like I finally had one of my harebrained schemes that I've had all my life finally kind of start working out for me, and I want to stick to it. I want to entertain people. I want to bring the fun. I want to have people excited about what I'm going to do next, and I want people to really delve into the world. It wasn't about creating a YouTube channel where I just talk about politics or whatever. It was about creating a whole world with lore and everything. I'm writing a book about Morskar. I'm writing a history. It's got gods. It's got a history of different kingdoms and rulers and all kinds of shit.
I will totally buy a copy.
What's Magog's favorite food? What does Magog eat in Morskar?
Pussy! No, I mean, the fun about it is it's not that disconnected from the real world. It's very medieval English fantasy. It's very, so it's got dragons and elves and different races, and I have fun with it. And some things are original creations, but it's all inspired off of the same kind of medieval history as we have here in our world. So it's not like there's strange foods. It's not alien, he eats chicken, but he just, prefers to kill it with magic,
Right.
So yeah. I mean, like it's little things like that. Like I think I'll do an episode where I've got like a big fucking medieval looking plate of food with some potatoes and some chicken and shit.
Mutton chops or something.
Yeah, right. Let the feast begin. We eat entire pigs. How about that? Pig on the spit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So definitely not a vegetarian, right?
Oh fuck no. No.
So
I like blood.
What do we say to the bloody vegetarians?
Those are like elves.
I see on stream chat, AlphaGo is asking you to give us a spell.
A spell?
Do you do magic? Do you make enchantments? Do you do spells?
I do in this fictional world, but I am not an amateur magician. I don't do, it's all, photoshopped and everything, but I did make up the language. I did make up the spell language. So when I do a spell as Magog, I sit there and Viandra Asalan, Kel Andrathuana. It's just.
Are you for real? Is that supposed to do something actually?
No, it's just part of the world. It's fiction, man. It's just, like Tolkien, when he wrote Lord of the Rings, he invented an elven language.
Well, that he did.
I mean, it wasn't like he actually walked around believing in elves, but it helped build the immersion in the world. And that's what I do. And it's kind of also a parody on like RPGs and stuff I love since I was a kid. There's an episode where it goes into like 8-bit video game graphics to describe Magog going on a blind date, and it played like the MIDI music and stuff, like old 8-bit RPG, I just kind of have fun with it. And I parody a lot of RPGs and things like that, like Skyrim and stuff, that I've played,
Oh man, you've just been issued challenge in that stream is asking if that's fake news, if that spells make you fake news, in that you only put it in the book.
No, it doesn't make me fake news because I'm still reporting on real things. I'm just doing it from a character. So you gotta learn the divide. It's like if you see Keanu Reeves walking down the street, do you actually think he's John Wick? No, But he plays that great character and you fucking love it, Who doesn't love John Wick,
So keep the separation pretty clear. And now we have a question from Matt Barkley. Did Magog ever play Magic the Gathering? Asking for a friend. Okay.
No, I've never played. I've gotten questions like that before, and I will admit I have never played Dungeons and Dragons, and I've never played Magic the Gathering. I had Magic cards when I was a kid, but I didn't understand it, and I mostly collected them for the art. Like, I really like the pictures on the cards. Because I'm an artist. So
because you do all your own makeup. So I mean, that's an art right there.
Yeah, and all the effects too. The castle outside the window and everything is all done in Photoshop by me. I hand paint things. I'm a traditional artist as well as a digital artist. And that's what I'm going to school for, illustration and design. So
now I know why you and Nachi get along. I tell you, man, he's in fact, you know, the icon that I use, if I go just like this right here, Nachi did that. He's such a realistic artist that when I make this large, my teeth are exactly crooked like my teeth are. One of them is more yellow than the other. I mean, he's not only a good artist, but one of the things that defines a good artist to me is I was in an art class because I stayed on the art side of the school. I have a degree in psychology. And so I was taking an art class, and the assignment was to make a gradient. And you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Goes from black to white.
Yeah. It's your value scale.
Yeah. And oh man, mine looked like shit. You're supposed to not really be able to see where the lines were between the boxes. You're supposed to like gradually go down. Man, mine was like black and then gray and then white. And I dropped that class, as a matter of fact. I dropped it because I was getting like a B, and I didn't want to fuck up my daggone grade point average. I was getting a B in 6 weeks. I was like, I'm out of here. And so when we talk about this this art, do you feel like I do, that it's not only the ability to draw a circle or to make a painting, it's the ability to understand colors, light, how stuff like that's going to affect things that you're creating.
Yeah, exactly. It's most art stems from trying to draw what you see realistically. And then outside of that, you have the other creative mediums like abstraction and, comic book art and things like that. But it all stems from the basic concepts of take what you see with your eye and what you understand it to be in your mind and put it on paper. And so you have to know how light works. Even if you're drawing abstract, you still have to know how light works, how light bounces off a surface, how shadows are created, gradients in between shadows, contrast and values and form. And these very visual basic building blocks that we all use. Every person should take at least one or two art classes, even if you're not good at art, just to understand the visual and philosophical concepts of creativity. In my opinion, I'm not trying to force anybody to take fucking pottery or something.
No, I agree. As a matter of fact, I would say take music too. In fact, if you're going to get any degree, you got to take like entry-level guitar. You got to take stuff like that. But you know what, Magog? I've been so boisterous on here that I'm gonna call some people out. Staggerson, do you have anything you want to ask Magog? Do you anything at all, or anyone else?
Gosh, I'd just like to tell him how much I like his channel, and I think it's great what he does. I think he should keep it up, and I will definitely buy his book.
Oh, thank you, Staggerson. Yeah.
And I don't know if you know who he is, Magog, but he just did he just did a video called my grandpa wasn't no damn ape. Anyway. He's just started out, and
I didn't come from no monkey.
Laughed so hard.
My granddaddy weren't no goddamn monkey.
That's it. My daddy weren't no goddamn monkey. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot a link out in the side chat so you can check it out, Magog. It really is a wonderful waste of 7 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, we have a question from Day, which I actually skipped for a second, and she wants to ask you. Day is asking, did you ever make videos before you actually started this character?
Well, that's hard to answer because I never made videos or had a YouTube channel per se. But back when I was 19, I did get into independent filmmaking for a while. And it was years ago before YouTube. And so my only dream back then was to get something in like the Cannes Film Festival or Sundance or something. And so I got a script. I wrote a script. We bought, the equipment, massive camera, real high end stuff for the time. And it all just kind of fell apart. It's hard to keep actors in line. It was hard to keep the script on set and shooting locations and everything like that. It's an expensive hobby that just didn't work out. And so I went in the military, after that all kind of went downhill. And that was about it. So technically, no, I've never really done anything after that. And that was 12 years ago, and then finally this year I was like, fuck it, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. My life sucks,
Good. We're glad you did. We're all glad you did.
And I just wanted to, it's kind of taking me back. I feel nostalgic because it takes me back to my days of doing independent films. And I was like, this is the creative stuff. This is the stuff I've always wanted to do. I love film. I love art. And I love the mixtures of all that stuff. And you're very welcome, Day is Dead, for answering. Yes. And lovely to see you in the chat. I've streamed with her.
Yeah, she's one of my girls, man. She's one of the regulars here. Her and Amanda Wolfchild are the two chicks that work with me in the Britisher. She's second to none, man. I know you're busy. You just went to school and stuff, but the Britisher just put a little satire together we did about fake news, and we were both a little nervous about what Day would do. And I know you're watching, sweet thing, but the fact of the matter is she outshined both of us. She played what was it, Priscilla Parkinson from CNN. Knocked it out of the fucking park. I love you, sweetness.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah, I subscribed to her recently too. I knew about her. But I was on Poisoning in the Well, and she hopped on, and that's what really kind of like we were all talking about her channel and stuff, and it was a good time. Those guys are good time fun,
Hell yeah.
So Fane and Fat Pat, man, a good time. And I love to troll their channel because ever since they've had me on, they fucking. The jokes just don't stop rolling. And so I'll go over there. They'll have like other guests on and I'll just be like, ass rape in the chat. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, Magog, and they'll start fucking with me while I'm in the chat and shit. I like that they pay attention to people and they pay attention to their chat and stuff. I love that. Yeah. They're very interactive.
Oh yeah. And Fat Fan's cool, but I tell you, man, I love them both. So I better not play favorites, but there is one of them. He's got dark hair. That I fucking dig so much, man. I was on a chat with him with Beard Barian, and I was saying it earlier. I don't get starstruck. I'll say one name because he is a good friend. Billy Gibbons is a friend of mine. I know a lot of famous people, and I don't really. But I was starstruck, man. He's fucking rocks, dude. I don't know anybody, and it's not because he's famous. He's got like 10,000, whatever. It's because he's one of the coolest fuckers I've ever seen in my life. I just like.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just such fun to hop on and just kind of drink and socialize with. That's their kind of gimmick. And it works. It works for them because they're such
Magog,
crazy characters.
Look, I had a little bit more than, a little bit less than this that day. I had about this much. And that day I drank fucking quarter pint of moonshine. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to have me a little nipperoo. But I ain't going to do what I did the other day. This is pure D Michigan stump water. 195 proof, straight up off the worm, baby. I mean, it smells like death and destruction. It would either kill Poe all the way or bring him back to life. I guarantee fucking to you. So let's see if this will put a little lead in my pencil, shall we? Here's to you. Nah, I can't do that, Magog. Go fuck yourself. Here's to Poisoning the Well. God bless y'all. Woo! Yeah. Sex machine! Sorry.
Ogre, meanwhile, I think your connection is already a bit drunk in that you are roboting once in a while. So if you could please change your setting to slightly lower quality.
I turn it down. Hang on a second. I'll talk to you a second.
For a second here.
That's pretty much my reaction when I drink Arkansas moonshine. Yeah.
All right, I'm getting my breath back. I mean, that shit. What happens is when you swallow it down, it doesn't really taste like you're doing nothing. But once you swallow it, it's like a fire. It's like a fireball going down your belly, and when it hits your belly, that fireball bounces back up. And that's what just happened. And if you're not man enough or woman enough, you will vomit. That shit is fucking utter death and destruction. So holy fuck. What I'm saying is I've turned myself down so much that I think the only thing I can do is go into my settings and change my frames per second, or do this, Dop. Am I roboting right now? Or because I'll just keep
You are
the
perfect.
camera. Yeah, I might just have to keep the camera off, man. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. Everybody knows what I look like. And you know, I gotta say this too. Now that I'm shit-faced drunk, Magog, I really appreciate you coming on here, man, because I'm such a motherfucking dickhead. Nobody really likes me. So I know that y'all just placate me or whatever, but I sure appreciate you being here, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good times. I saw you streaming live, and we were talking earlier about getting me on, and I was like, "Fuck, I just got back from work, and you know, had a little bit of time before I go back out to my other job."
Well, and I'm going to get in trouble because I did ask you some questions, but what I really want is not this Monday, but a week from this Monday. I'd like to have you on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till whenever. And on that day, the Britisher, Day is Dead, Amanda Wolfchild, I'm sure Beard Baron will want to be there, and probably Cabbage Patch Bastard at the very least, and Jeremy. And I know that's a lot, but you see Jeremy's here. I mean, we're all pretty cool. And we want to ask you, you know, we want to delve into the mind of madness is what we want to do, brother.
Hell yeah,
And
yeah.
with you there, we could sure do it. So we'll figure that out. And you know what? I'm over, because I was lining up some pretty big guests. And then I got stood up by Blair White, man. I mean, holy fuck. She still ain't got, I donated some money, and she still ain't got back with me. You know what, Magog? I didn't even give you a fucking red cent. You know what I'm going to do when I leave here? I'm fucking donate to you, motherfucker. But listen, I don't want no shout out at the end. Don't put my damn name up there. I'm just going to, what I want is I want to be able to, when I'm here, to say, hey, listen, if you enjoy what he's doing, the son of a bitch is in college. That shit ain't cheap. Go fucking pay him.
No, come up with something else. I use my GI Bill, so I get paid to go to college. So
I don't give a fuck. Go pay him anyway.
Props aren't cheap.
Yeah, that's true. My set probably set me back initial cost, and you are right. I jumped 2 feet first in deciding that I'm going to do this, but it was a lot of planning. And my set, the camera, the lighting, the microphone, sound editing, the programs and everything probably set me back. My initial cost was around $3,000, $3,500 to start the channel.
Shit.
Yeah.
So that was for the.
That's a lot of stuff.
Please explain to me what cost you $3,000, the green screen and shit, because I'm thinking about getting that stuff. How much was Premiere?
Premiere Pro is part of the Creative Cloud, you know, and I just pay the monthly $60 a month or $20 a month for me because I'm a college student. And you get all the programs. You get Photoshop, you get After Effects, you get Premiere and everything like that. It's a monthly thing now. It's called the Creative Cloud. And Adobe is the industry standard. There's other programs you can use, though. I mean, there's Sony Vegas and, you know, a bunch of others. A really good free one, if anybody's interested. It's absolutely free, does green screen effects and everything. And it's called DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic Studios, and it's a very powerful program for free. They have a $1,000 version, but you don't really need that. It does almost everything you need it to do. The $1,000 version is just for their video editing decks.
I'm a fucking Jew. You know I like for free. Check this out, Magog. You see what I'm saying, brother? You know what I mean? When you start talking about free, I start talking about jujitsu, baby.
Could hear a penny drop
from a mile away.
Yeah. My initial cost, because the camera is a $900 camera. The microphone was $200 and some dollars. The studio lighting with the soft boxes and the green screen came with the lighting. It set me back $400, and then all the props and stuff. I went to flea markets and everything, and some stuff was $1 and some stuff was $15 or $20, but I needed it. I was like, this has to be in the set. This has to be a thing.
Your set's second to none, bro. Because I tried to show my wife, because she wasn't here when we got a peek inside the mind of madness, and so I actually know what your little dwelling looks like, and she doesn't. I was showing her, because my wife loves you. You can never meet her, you motherfucker. I think she wants to suck your nuts. Fucking cocksucker. You come near my wife with that magic wand of yours, I'm gonna cut it the fuck off. Oh, and that aside, so I was trying to show her where the actual real stuff ended, and how that it's basically, without giving too much away, there's this one spot where the green screen is. And to this day, I don't think she believes me. She's like, no, that whole shelf there is green screen. I was like, no, baby doll, that's shit that he bought and he put up there, man. That's,
Okay, here you go. Here you go. I'm going to plug in the camera.
All right, no docs now, but I really appreciate this. A whole 300 people are gonna see this. Let me present you, Magog.
Yep. There it is.
All right, I'll be able to show her that now, so she'll see, just like I said, that it's just that little bit of green screen. She thought the whole shelf back there was green screen. I was like, no, he said shit up. You know what her comment was, Magog? How does he dust all that shit? I was like, I don't know that he does. I'm not sure that he does. Yeah.
Dust adds to the character.
There's Magog, dude. I can't fucking. Have you ever done this on a live stream before, mate?
Yeah, I've turned on my.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see every one you've been on.
Yeah,
you're prolific.
And like Warski and Poisoning the Well, I actually showed up in character. Like I had the makeup on and everything on the camera, and I did the character for like the first hour, and then I turned it off and go take the makeup off and finish the stream, as me. But
that's badass.
That was the first time I saw you.
I can prove that I do Poe's voice. Here we go. Ready? Oh my God! Welcome to Midnight Dreary. I'm your host, Poe.
Yeah.
When Magog is away, Poe comes out to play.
There you go. No more fucking questions about that one, man.
Yep.
I tell you what, bro, because I'll keep presenting you. I got to say something to you, Magog of Mascore, is how rednecks say it. You're a beautiful guy. You're a beautiful guy. And you're beautiful not only because you have lovely blonde hair and a very handsome face, but you're beautiful because your art brings light and laughter to people. And what is most interesting to me about your art is I think of Andy Kaufman, and he's my hero. He is my supreme hero in life. Yeah. And your pauses, because it's not the words that you say. That's my biggest problem. It's not the words you say. It's the silence between the words. And your pauses, the faces you make, the way that you draw people in with the almost monotone, it's amazing to me, brother.
Yeah, it's a brand of comedy that I've appreciated since I was a kid. It's the British kind of dry humor where it's the slow build up and then the punchline. And so, you'll be sitting there talking and then you'll hit them with something out of left field and it makes you laugh. So, like what I did earlier with Poe, where it's like, oh, I have this serious thing. Can I ask you this advice? And it's just like, well, you could really just kind of, tell her that you suck cocks too. And it hits them and they're like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
And you make the exact face I thought you would make when you do Poe.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, mercy. I'm so glad you're on my stream now because I've once again realized that all I can do is talk to you, Magog. It's so strange to me. I don't know how you feel about this, but do you ever run into this problem right here? Because take me, for example. Right now, I don't know you from fucking Adam. I mean, right now, if I seen you at the bar, of course I could pick you up because I've seen you a couple times now, and I've got a pretty good memory for faces. But do you ever find that because you're doing what you're doing, that people that don't know who the fuck you are at all suddenly, act or present themselves to you as someone that knows you very well?
Only online right now. I don't think I'm quite big enough to get noticed out in public yet, except for the people who already know.
Well, yeah, and I mean online. I mean online,
yeah.
My God.
But yeah, I have some fans and stuff that they're proper Magogonites. And when I get on streams, they're there, and and everybody's calling me my lord, and all this and that. But, I've shared enough of my personal life, at least on streams, that people know I'm just a fucking redneck from Arkansas, man. I'm just having fun, and so, yeah, it's flattering sometimes, but sometimes it can borderline, where people are like, oh, we should. I had one guy who was like, I'm in North Little Rock, dude. I should totally. Let's get together, smoke weed, and and all this and that. And I'm like, bro, I don't know you.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm not really Magog, right? Like it's just a character.
Yeah, and don't do that, dude. There's so many weirdos. Because I think about a girl I know that's her name's Holly Seelger, and my wife and I will probably see her this fall. But man, I mean, I read her comment section. It's like, oh, you got such beautiful eyes, and let's get together. Because she's so cool. She shows you where she went to school and stuff, and shows you creeks and stuff, and you can see the town she's from and where she's at. And fuck, man, I would like to say this. Folks, remember, man, when you're here, unless you're doing what Magog said and you're just talking to, because I go on your channel pretty often, and I don't always comment because I don't want people to think I'm a throne sniffer or something. But I see that, you know, like you said, the Magogonites are there in force. Just remember, folks, you don't know this fucking guy. You know, you could be his friend, his cyber friend, but try, if you can, to have a little decorum. You know, show a little kindness, and try to remember that if you were in his position, you know, you would want jokes and all that. Nobody's going to get triggered, but you would also want it to be treated like a human being, and you would want to be treated like a human being that they didn't know, because we don't know Magog, and it's very cool of you to let us see into your world, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've showed the set off before because people don't, you know, like I have a 1-bedroom apartment and they're like, how do you do it? And are you filming in a set or whatever? And I'm like, I sold my couches to do this. Like my living room is not that big. So in order to build this set, I sold couches. You know, it's very jam packed in here, but I made everything. Everything is on purpose. When I was younger, I was very inspired by Jim Henson. You know, like if you watch Jim Henson films like Labyrinth or Dark Crystal, everything's moving. There's always something in the background. There's always things like that. Tales from the Crypt, you know, the Crypt Keeper, he's got his basement and there's spider webs and there's things. Vincent Price, you know, and stuff. And these were the things that kind of inspired that kind of dark nature of the character. It was, you know, Elvira of the Darkness, you know, Mistress of the Darkness and stuff. When I watched when I was a kid, it was this B-movie shit. You know, and it was wonderful. I fucking loved it. I loved their little attentions to detail and everything.
Oh, man,
so
I loved Elvira so much.
I have to interrupt you for a second because we just got this question from Day. Is that Magog is not my in real life friend anymore? Magog, please ensure her that you are her friend.
I am Day's Dead's friend. I am. We are friends. I just don't know her outside of the internet.
Well, and we all love you, Day. Everybody dotes on you, man. Go get a cold beer and relax. Of course, Magog knows you. And what I mean by that, because I'm sure, Magog, if things go, I was very transparent earlier. If things go as I plan, I'll blow your mind with a little set, and I will be one of the friends of Magog. I'm a humble guy. I mean, I'm proud in some ways, but I don't need to be the captain of the ship. Everybody's just got to do what the fuck I say. No.
Right.
and that said, Day, you know what I meant. I hope everyone does. All I say is that this online community is so strange because people that you have never met do like to pretend like they went to high school with you. And that is, to me, as a strange ogre that is kind of, believe it or not, a hermit. I mean, no one comes to my house, man, or I'll shoot them. And, you know, it's a little weird to me. So just don't be fucking weird. That's all I was saying.
Right, yeah. And, you know, but it's going to happen. You know, you can't help that. And you're going to get the negative stuff, too. You're going to get the people who just think you're fucking stupid. You know?
The moment it
don't I know it all the time.
The moment it gets super creepy is when the cashier at the supermarket recognizes you. That the moment where it gets unsettling.
Well,
Yeah.
Magog ain't got long to go. You don't have long to go till that happens, bro, and you know it.
I just hit 8,500 subscribers last night. So
You'll be over 1 million in 2 years. That's my guess. I'm not even kidding, because when it starts to hit for you, what's going to happen is, I don't even honestly think it'll be 2 years, but I don't want to jinx you. So if I say 2 years, that should happen. But you know, what's going to happen is eventually you're going to snowball. And when it starts going out there and people see this unique brand of infotainment, or whatever we want to call it, you're going to snowball, dude. You're going to be bigger than fucking Father Christmas.
Yeah, I hope so. It's kind of the thing. Oh, and I did want to say hi to Frozen. We've streamed before.
Hey.
Hello,
Yeah.
Emily.
Hello. Yeah.
I didn't greet you properly, you know. In fact, I think I've streamed with everybody here except for Staggerson. I don't think we've ever met. But
That's right. This is my first.
Yeah. Yeah, right on, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, I'm
Got
so honored to have him on.
that ginger beard going. I love it. Okay.
I can get it a little wild for you if you like.
Stop it.
I'm super honored to have Staggerson on. I'm not even kidding, Magog. He's another one that if he keeps doing what he's done in his last few videos, mark my words, man, people will know who the fuck he is not too long from now.
Right, yeah.
Aww.
Hell yeah, man. Keep it up. And that's what I do too. Like other people have helped me get to where I'm at. I know that my content is really fun and people subscribe because of that, but I wouldn't have gotten where I am now without the shout outs and the streams and the people inviting me on, the ones that discovered me. And so now I'm trying to give back. And that's what you asked earlier, what my end goal is. And that is to get some of these smaller YouTubers like Beardbarian. Beardbarian started Beardy Opinions because I gave him the idea. You know, like we were on a stream and I was like, do it, dress like a Viking. You know, and now it's brilliant. It's beyond even my original idea, and it was wonderful. And at the end of every Beardy Opinions, he's like, blame Magog. And that's the reason.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. He's not shy. I love that about Beard. We're doing a collaboration now, and he's one of the few people. I'm writing a song for somebody right now, and usually writing a song to me, Magog, is like if I let you be a part of it. It's really akin to me saying, "Hey, I'm gonna fap right now. I would like you to watch." I don't know how else to say it. It's a very personal thing, a very private thing.
Intimate.
And I've invited him on because he's. I'm not even gonna lie. He's the most creative guy I know, and he is the most humble guy I know, and that's a very rare combination.
Yeah. He's you know, like that's what me and him found a connection, and that's why I stream with him and stuff, and we're working together on collabs, and we're working together to build this community of like fantasy characters, you know, with sets and stuff. I love that he's taken the initiative. I love that all the stuff he does. Beardy's a fucking great guy. I'm glad I met him, and it's real fun to work with him, and he's humble. He kind of reminds me of I guess kind of like when I started out, you know, just a few months ago. I didn't expect to get so big, and I was so very like, somebody watch my stuff, you know, and you know, like that, you know, it's like kind of like, and then when like Failure discovered me, and shilled my stuff to people, suddenly it happened, and I see that for Beard, man. I see that happening. I think that once people catch on and start watching, it's gonna have the same effect.
Oh, it is, and I gotta say, not to brag, but well, no, I'm bragging. I am Beardbarian's first Patreon, and
nice.
Go out and fucking give him some money if you like his shit. Because some people, myself, I'm gonna be selling you some stuff, and when I sell you things, probably half the time it will be for a fundraiser for someone else, but the other half the time it'll be because I'm a greedy Jew and I want your fucking money. But the Beardbarian, I would say that, and along with you. Right here, Magog, because I'm not joking. When this stream's over, I'm going to go and shoot you a little bit of money. But the reason why is because when I'm entertained by you, mate. And if I was to, I can't just go hook my cable up right now and be like, fuck you, I ain't going to pay you. I mean, I can, but I think they'll arrest me. I'm not sure what they'll do, but they wouldn't like it. So I do feel when I'm really genuinely being entertained. Not when I'm listening to, I don't want to mention any names right now, but I do listen to some people that I get it. I'm only there for the news and the commentary. I don't give them a fucking dime because I can go get that on broadcast air on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, whatever. But when I'm there at your channel, or when I'm there at the Beardbarian's channel, when I'm there at he don't have a Patreon yet, but the Britishers channel, when I'm there at Staggerson's channel, I see these people that are working so hard, Buttercup, that are working so hard and bringing me stuff that, I mean, for free, I really feel like a thief if, and I ain't turning this into a fucking infomercial. Because what I do, Magog, is what I'm going to do when I'm done. If I dig somebody, I donate to them. And the reason why is so then I can say, I donated to them. If you watch them and you don't give them a fucking dollar, you're a thief. Because the Patreon, and I know you won't say that, and Beard won't say that, but the Patreon's there. You're going and enjoying their content, and you're not paying them. I don't know, man. I like to get paid for what I do. In fact, I don't do anything unless I get paid for it one way or another.
Well, that's
you need
inspiration, isn't it? You know, I mean,
you should give Ogre a kick now because he's gonna have tons of people giving you money on Patreon after that little spiel.
I know, right? Why don't you run for president already? No, I you know, like, yeah, I will admit that I got into this too in the hopes of making a little money so that I could quit one of my 3 jobs. You know, I never expected to get this big. I didn't even think people would buy the gimmick. I think people would look, you know, I honestly thought people would just look at it and be like, this guy's fucking weird. You know, but apparently there was a...
Oh, they do.
Something missing.
Yeah,
they do think that, but not in a bad way, mate.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
There's always a market for things like that. Like, here in Finland, I've been showing your shit to my role-playing friends, and they're just in fucking love with you.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
seriously.
Thank you. You humble me, you know. Like, and I love that stuff. I actually do love that stuff. Like when the fans message me or get me on Twitter and they'll send me a picture of the character they created in Skyrim that looks like me. They're like, I am Magog of Moscow, Dragonborn. You know, it's stuff like that, you know. The fan art and everything and the memes, I eat it up. I didn't think I would. I'm such a kind of you know, I have reclusive nature these days because of how much I work and how much I go to school. I don't really have much of a social life. And I just didn't think I would take to the internet culture. I've always just watched from the outside. You know, for the past 2 years, I've been watching people like, you know, Sargon and, you know, and stuff and Undoomed on YouTube.
In this day and age of creation being released on the internet, I think the most humbling moment is the moment where you see on your YouTube channel that one of your followers from the other side of the planet. That's the most humbling moment.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, managed to touch a nerve somewhere around the globe.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure there are 2 penguins blowing each other on an iceberg that are subscribed to me.
I follow them on Twitter.
You know, I get these fringe element people that really love me, you know, like I've got quite a few. I actually have a few people that are from Japan and stuff. So when they tweet at me, I have to fucking convert, like translate it using the Google Translates.
No shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not getting you.
You know what struck me? I didn't guess it about you, but I'm also, I mean, I wasn't joking. I'm a hermit, man. If I get, in fact, here's one of my only mates that just popped in. One of my only mates. And in fact, my mates are both, my 2 mates that I have right now are both in England. One is, and they're like polar opposites. One is the Britisher. I call him Jiminy Cricket, you know, because he's my conscience in my head, you know. Really, Mr. Ogre, don't you think you had a bit too much of that amber ale today? So, you know, and then I got Cabbage Patch Bastard over here saying, come on, mate, have another 2 or 5 pints. Come on, you know, and I really dig him. So, but that said, it was hard for me at first because I didn't know how I would handle the fact that I am a hermit. I don't like I like people, but I don't like human beings. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Hey, Brett, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm hanging on in there. Yourself?
I'm well. I know that you're busy. I didn't think you know that it was no prod to come on. I just know that you work so hard. I thought you might need a little break.
I was quite happy to come on because I just thought I'd best drag myself away from it for a while.
And I'm trying not to blow our wad, but this is Magog. And he'll be our guest next Monday because this Monday, dude, I ain't doing a big show. I'm sorry. I've taken 2 weeks off. The Blair White thing fucked me up. I got to get my mind right. And if Magog is like cancels on us or just don't show up because he's a dick or whatever, I can't be like, oh no, I'm gonna get fucking drunk and show my penis, you know, to everybody. I just got to be cool. So I'm trying to get my ducks in a row.
I'm sure if Magog fails to turn up, we can find a minor member of the British royal family or something like that.
Yeah. So, but he will hopefully. He has said he would be, but he'll be our guest, and you know why, man. I love creative people like yourself, like Beard Barian, and there's so few of us, I believe, out here that are worth hanging out with. With all due respect to the ones that are not. You know?
Yeah, and some people, you know, I've been getting criticism. Some people have been saying I've been doing too many streams and, you know, things like that. But to me, that's how I'm paying back some of the people who've helped me. Like I'll get a request to do a stream from somebody with like 80 subs, and I'll be like, yeah, you know, like because I love talking to people, I really do, and I love, you know, like what we're doing right now, just bullshitting and, you know, and stuff like that. That to me is cool, you know. I love fucking modern technology. This is amazing. I'm talking to people from all over the world.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, Brisher, do you know who Magog is? I know you're busy with your news stuff and being the straight up news commentator, but if you do or if you don't, ask any question you want. This is a crazy fucking guy, man. He's invented this character that's I love it. I've watched every one of his videos.
Well, no, I must admit to not knowing who Magog is, but as he was talking, I was sort of quickly sort of, you know, hitting the keyboard and finding the channel. So yes, he's definitely someone who's been around.
Magog, I see a challenge actually issued to you in that Matt Barclay is asking, too many streams, do you ever see Marty, the guy in the stream?
Marty.
Yeah.
Martavis.
You know,
Marty's one of the first people. He was the first person to get me on a stream. He broke my stream cherry. And that motherfucker's been me and him been tight since. And yeah, he's kind of a stream whore. We make fun of it for him. We make fun of him. I'm not talking behind his back. This is everything I would say to his face. That motherfucker will hop on a stream, man. I love him for it, though, because he's really fun to talk to.
I love Martavis because it takes him fucking 15 minutes to say anything. I do like him. He's great. Well, I was only joking because he stutters a lot. And you know what I dig about him is that he doesn't let that stop him, man. He's really a great guy. Once he gets going, he can spit shit out.
I must ask, Gog and Magog, is that something biblical?
Gog and Magog is biblical, and then there was also Gog Magog, a giant from British lore, medieval lore.
Okay, so that opens up the question, which Magog are you?
Neither. No, it's just the name I kind of settled on because I thought it was fantasy sounding, but also kind of cool sounding. I didn't want it to be too goofy, but I didn't want it to be too serious either. And so it was kind of just how it settled. And I kind of like the idea that there is a Gog Magog in biblical lore, so I can maybe do a joke later where like, holy shit, I'm in your Bible,
Well, and Gog and Magog are the two big forces that are supposed to battle on the hill of Megiddo at the end of time.
Right. In Revelation.
Well, and also in Daniel, but they're mentioned in Isaiah. They're mentioned in a few places in the Bible. But Gog and Magog just mean two big forces, is what it.
They are sort of the biblical version of Scylla and Charybdis.
Kind of. They're supposed to be countries. They're supposed to be great nations that are destined to war together.
It's America and Russia. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Of course, precisely. Yes, we can settle on that.
Yeah,
so
right.
Is Trump the leader of Gog or of Magog?
Who the fuck knows?
Hey, Brett, I know you don't like Trump, man. Your Trump bashing is getting a bit thick. No, I don't.
He is the leader of Magog. He's the leader of Magog because that's the closest to America.
America.
Mr. Ogre, you're becoming too easy to bait.
Yeah, I know it. But I'll tell you what, sir. The video that you did was really good. And I know that we had a conversation on that video. And I understand it's different. I'm not getting into politics right now. Magog, save me. I'll go back to talking about being a drunk that needs to fall in a ditch and die.
Hey, that ain't my fucking job.
Well, I thought you were some powerful wizard, man. Wave your magic wand. No, I don't need no help. I'm just saying that in the end, I do believe that we got the right person at this time. And I don't know. He's a fucking moron, man. So am I. I didn't hear a peep from you yesterday, and I have a feeling I know why. I got engaged in some shit. Because I got tried to get baited in early on the stream about talking about this stuff. But you know what? Hey, Beer Barian, I didn't know that you were around, man. I thought you were up in the woods. But you know what, Brett? In all reality...
No, I heard you talking shit. What do you mean, Gog and Magog? No, I am Gog. We are destined to fight.
Echo, you definitely sound like Gog.
Indeed, Ogre, I think we're having echo from you.
Oh, let me put my headphones on. Sometimes it's so weird with this, and I think the more people that get here, the harder it is for the microphone to cancel when I'm not saying anything. But thanks for coming on, Beard Barian. I now have my two favorite people on the internet here. And Magog, don't be butthurt. It's not you, but it is the Beard Barian and the Britisher, man. The two guys that I look to when I'm down, that give me good advice when I'm being stupid, that are there to be my friend, even when it's very difficult to be.
I'm just in it for the sex, man.
So I am complete. I'm very complete. Yeah. Hey, Lacey's supposed to be here, but she's streaming right now, and I don't know. Roy and Lacey are flying.
Michigan is too close for Canada. To make those comments and it not sound suspicious.
No, dude, he's in Vancouver. That's like 2,300
I'm even
miles
further
away.
than that, actually.
Britisher, we're closer, I think, than me and Beard are. We're really close to the same.
We've got the safety of an ocean between us.
I can swim like a fish, baby. I can swim like a fish. But I'll tell you what, Britisher, with all due respect, I would never kiss you, mate, so forget about it. Oh, that went over like a fart in church. I'm sorry about the gay joke, bro.
Yeah, it's the French officials that tend to kiss each other, and the Russian officials. The Brits, we are much too standoffish for that sort of thing.
Yeah, they do hand jobs in the back room.
People should kiss more. It's fun.
Well,
People should give hand jobs in the back room more.
It's fun.
Who doesn't like a handy J?
Okay, all right. I forgot. British is here, so no more gay jokes.
The reason, Ogre, you didn't hear from me was because I was much too busy just basically doing the week that was. Basically, yesterday I did a lot of the writing out of the stuff, so like that I wouldn't have that much to do today anymore.
No, I know, man. I just got to make jokes, you know me. I'm looking though right now as we speak, Brett, and I notice there's not a one by your name, and I must say that I, as well as many others, we don't only desire to have the week that was, we depend on it, man. So thank you.
Give us our fix.
It will come. I just decided I would take a break from it because it drives you insane. Most of the hard work is done. It's editing the audio that kills me.
Yeah,
I heard that. And speaking of editing, I'm going to go back to Magog now because I really am stoked to have him on the program, Brett. And I'm not going to bless it all. You will come up with some great questions for him. I'm sure we all will. I hope the Beard Barian's there. He'll come up with some good questions.
Well, one of the things we need to do, which we kind of, which we've learned from having Nachi on, was not to blow away all our best questions before he's actually officially coming on as a guest.
Yeah, right. You're right. I'll shut up. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, Magog, you got a cool beard, dude.
Thank you. Yes. I am inspired by the Beard Barian.
By the Beard Barian. Look at this, man. I just oiled my beard too, Beard Barian. I just did, right on camera.
You've got the equivalent of Beard Barian green, and you're talking about the Beard Barian.
Yeah, look at that. And that's only, this is three, when I did my first video, so I want to say 4 months, I didn't have a beard. This is 4 months, and though it doesn't grow on my head, it sprouts wild out of my face.
Nice.
Yeah, anyway. But beard does have a glorious beard.
I'm getting an echo. Am I the only one getting?
Oh, fuck! I was supposed to put my headphones on. I'm leaving.
I'm like getting this real. Yeah. Day is dead. She's like echo.
Poor Day, always doing that.
So I learned something.
Disappointing insofar that there was no echo.
Yeah, I learned that Ogre is a bigger fan of Poe, Beard Barian. He's a bigger fan of Poe than Magog. You hear that?
Oh shit. Yeah. That's
Are we
dangerous.
now talking Edgar Allan Poe?
That bird is getting too many fans.
No, Poe is another character I created that sometimes does videos with Magog, but he also has his own series on my same channel called Midnight Dreary with Poe, and he's a little dead raven. He's a bone raven. And, he gives advice.
No, I love Poe, dude. The advice columns from Poe are second to none.
Is this sort of the equivalent of like Boogie does his sort of second character that, is it Kevin or something like that goes off the rails once in a while?
Kind of. Poe started out as a joke because I had done a video on Boston Antifa and I really thought they were real. And it turned out they were a Poe, Poe's Law. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so and I know that Poe comes from the quote from Nathan Poe, but I was like, Poe, I have this dead raven, Poe, Edgar Allan Poe. His most famous poem is The Raven. I was like, I'm going to do a thing. And so for that video, I pulled out Poe and I was like, this is my new enchanted item that's going to tell me, going to warn me if I'm looking at fake shit on the internet. And after that, I just really loved the character, and he did his own, and then I made him do his own little spin-off thing called Midnight Dreary with Poe, where he goes and sees advice columns on the internet, like Ask Amy, Ask Ellie, things like that. I'll even find some on Craigslist now and again, and he comments on them. He answers them as though they were written to him and not the actual person.
Yeah, and
I actually got somebody with Poe's Law on my my Granddaddy Weren't No Monkey video.
Oh, really?
Somebody saw it on Twitter. Yeah, somebody saw it on Twitter and was like, "This is what religious indoctrination does to people." It was funny.
got the earphones in. Good, Ogre. Oh yeah, you'll get. I got a few of them when I did my collab with Jim the Ape because that was over Prager University, and like my only argument was the guy tried to say that murder would just be an opinion. Murder being wrong would just be an opinion without a Judeo-Christian God, and I was like, no, there's plenty of other religions there's plenty of other religions that say murder's wrong, and so. We did that whole video, and I had some of the Christians come out of the fucking woodwork on Twitter. Just, you need to read about Christ more and all this and that. And I'm just, oh God, you guys.
Wait. Please help me understand, Magog. So the argument was, if there was no mythos of Yehoshua, of God that the Jews understand,
the Abrahamic,
that it would be okay for me to kill you.
Well, it would just be considered an opinion. There would be no. Hard
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I think the ancient Romans might have something to say about that.
No shit.
The Code of Hammurabi, maybe too.
Yeah, or the fucking Hammurabi's Code. Yeah, God. Even the fucking Sumerians, which was the first fucking civilization, they had fucking laws against killing each other. That was the whole point. Let's get together and try to do this.
And the Sumerians had laws against child molestation. If you read the Sumerian text, they had all kinds of great laws about don't fucking hurt people.
Yeah, they had a great stranglehold on some of the moral laws that we still live by, but they had over 2,000 characters in their alphabet. Fuck those guys. We need to scale that back down to like 32. That's what we need to do.
26, man. 26, baby.
The Sumerian it was like pictograms, but man, fucking hell, can you imagine trying to read that language? Shit.
Yes, but can you imagine if you were the one who could read, what for a stranglehold you had on your street?
Well, that was the point. The priests who knew the language were the highest. They were the top of the ziggurat. They were the kings of the fucking nation because they understood everything.
He said ziggurat. He said ziggurat. He said ziggurat.
That's
I
what
did briefly smirk when I hear that.
That is what it was called.
Well, I know, but the British are broken. The British. I don't want to name drop. The British broke into a certain ziggurat not too long ago, and it was pretty funny. The joke he told. It's just an inside joke. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, what'd you say?
Oh really?
What'd you? Oh, Staggerson. What'd you say? Like you didn't understand what a ziggurat was? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't understand why everybody thought it was funny.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Me neither. I was like, why are you all laughing?
Tell us why it's funny, Brett.
The what?
Actually, I was when Sargon was on holiday. I made a video that was hosted on his channel, and I kind of opened with saying that I'd managed to break into his cigarette while he was off.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
so basically, you managed to broke inside his antiquity times fridge, basically.
Along those lines, yes.
Yeah, a ziggurat was a building where basically the law of the land was kept, but under the administrative offices, it was basically a giant ass grain silo, basically. So it was food reserves for the nation.
Well, it was also their kind of religious temple at the top of it. It was like
a
step pyramid,
Yeah. That's what I said. That's
what
I
cool
said.
Shit. Cool shit.
The ogre seems to be showing off his asthma and inhaler again.
His asthma.
Yeah. Vape Nation, bro.
Oh, that's
no, it's marijuana.
Oh, that's not an elbow. It's just a dick.
That sounds like a good idea.
It's concentrated marijuana juice, Brett.
Wow. Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you say that part, man.
Oh my goodness!
To have a smoke.
That should get everybody high right there. So I'm gonna put this down right now, or the Britisher won't hang out with me anymore. There's like two more swats, and I'll start talking about philosophy and what happens when we die.
We've already been there.
No, but I think I saw that, Britisher. I think I saw that episode. And yeah. So fucking Sargon went on vacation. He had a couple people doing videos for him. He let Razorfist do one too. And I watch pretty much everything Sargon does because I just find him entertaining.
Well, he had two of my best friends on, man. He had back to back too, I believe. Dankula and the Britisher were both like back to back. Wasn't it back to back, Brett? It was you and then Dank.
I think I was on. I think 2 days before Dankula came on. I think there was someone after me. Either one or two people after me, and then Dankula came on.
It was still good, and in my humble opinion, you two boys did the best. And Britisher, I gotta admit, man. I don't know, man. I don't know anybody quite like you that is able to write a script and deliver it the way you do. I'm not saying that you're the best thing on earth, but
it's just a British accent. It's just that. Don't.
Yeah, no. I wasn't trying to say you had any fucking talent or anything, sir. I was just saying your accent did it all.
It's just a British accent. It just impresses you Americans.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You have no intelligence or skill whatsoever. I was only saying that,
when it comes to Jeremy, I mean, he plays a completely different game. With him, he just drives the ladies crazy with that French accent.
Oh, come on, no.
Weird burying, man. What was that? Was that a lime flavored popsicle? What was that?
No, that was my impersonation of that whole discussion there for a moment.
Oh.
I was trying to mime it out.
Well, yes, actually, given that you mentioned Dankula will actually he's the last article on the week that was this time round. I decided to include him on it because of the yet another delay to his court case.
Again?
Yes.
I've been watching. I don't think he has a video out about that.
Now,
put one up.
Forgive me, but what I've heard this mentioned, but I know nothing about it. What is Count Dankula?
Go, you tell him, Britisher, because I'll take too long.
Well, you see, he put out a video saying that it was time. He put that video out called "It's Time," and he said that basically tomorrow would be his court case.
Well, and do you know, what do you mean, Magog? Do you want to know do you know, like, his situation?
Yeah, I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, no, just explain to him what's going on, Brett.
Well, I'm new to YouTube. I'm new.
Count Dankula is the guy who's known as the Nazi pug guy online. He made a video that went viral. I think it's been seen about 2.5 million times.
Yes, exactly.
He basically wanted to annoy his girlfriend. And his girlfriend had this little pug dog. So he thought of what would be, and apparently she had told him off before to leave the dog alone or whatever. So he tried to find the most annoying, most irritating thing he could possibly do with the dog. And that was, he taught it how to do a Nazi salute whenever he said "Sieg Heil."
Oh, that guy. Okay, I've seen that video.
And how to pay attention if he said "gas the Jews." So what has happened to this guy is that he was arrested by Scottish police, and he's been charged with hate crime.
Really?
And what is so remarkable about this is that they constantly keep delaying the case.
Because they got no leg to stand on, and they fucking know it. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Jeremy here. I think that basically they haven't really got much of a case, and they're hoping that causing this guy as much stress as possible in awaiting this trial, they might be able to get him to concede.
To plead guilty is what we call here in the United States. They're trying to wear him down and just make him say, "I'm sick of waiting," because this is, now that I know of, the second time he had a solid court date. He's getting ready to go. He said, "I'm going to court for teaching a bloody, bleeding dog to do a trick. I'm going to go to jail for a year." I can't really talk much about it, Britt. You know I can't. I've had 5 beers and a shot of vodka, so I'm not going to talk about it. What I'm going to say is, Dankula is one of my heroes, man. On the top 20 list. I'm not saying he's in the top 10. I'm not saying that he inspires me to live. But I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes Magog and Panel, everybody here, so I don't have to name every fucking body. When I'm down and out, man, and I just don't feel like getting up and watering the fucking chickens, I remember that somewhere in Scotland is a dude that can't get a job right now. They had to cut off his beard. That's humiliating to me. for someone to say, if you want to work for me, you have to cut your hair or your beard or wear this thing. Because even though I wear this tie and this shirt, it's because I want to. If you want to go to Meijer or to your local Pound World in your nightie, then do it. It's not my business. I don't want to see you that way, but if you want to be that way, be that way. Anyway, to make a long story short, when I don't want to get up in the morning and do my thing, I think about Dankula, who made a joke, who made this Jew laugh so hard. I watch that pretty often, man. I look, my right here is my grandmother, right here. That's my grandmother, Mrs. Weinbrenner. That's my Jewish grandma. Everybody says I don't look like a Jew. Does she look like a Jew, fuckers? I'm 1/8 Scottish. I can't help it that Scottish is so strong my fucking beard is red. What do you want me to do about it? And look, I'm getting off track because this does rile me up, Britt. And I really need to calm down because I get angry about this. I can't believe, I'm going to say this openly, not a call to violence. So let me make it very clear. If this was 500 years ago, in Magog, in Beard Burying, in the Britisher and myself, I don't know everybody else to speak for them, and I only threw Magog in there because I wanted to. But if we lived close to each other, and it was like they got our bro in a stone building over there, locking him up, and they want to keep him there for a year because he made a joke, we would go break him the fuck out. And if anybody stood in our way, somebody would have to leave the planet Earth. And right now, there's nothing I can do about it. And so now that it's not 400 years ago, like I was very clear, and now I am going to shut up. So there you know, Magog, you got it the long way from me, and you got the short way from the Britisher. Because when I met this guy, 2.5 million views. He was on the Alex Jones show. I shot him a little thing like I did you, bro. That's why I'll never forget you, Magog. Because why did you even, I don't know why, you said it earlier. You gave your own words. You said you came on here because you like to do that. Britisher, I can't fathom it. He was already well-known, kind of, quasi-well-known when I met him. He's been cool to me. When you have people like that, oh, man, I've got to shut up. Just hang in there, Dankula. They can kill you, but they can't eat you.
A woman and a duck walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Where'd you get the pig?" The woman says, "That's not a pig, that's a duck." And the bartender replies, "I was talking to the duck."
All right. So let's do this, man. So I don't talk about Dankula anymore, and now you know Magog, you check him out. Anybody else got a one-liner? I'd like to start with a Britisher. Can you tell us a joke, Britisher, that's not like elaborated satire? Can you tell us a one-liner like that?
No.
Oh, man.
And that was a perfectly one-liner.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell. But okay, so instead of fucking ragging on my bro, Dop, do you got one?
Oh.
On the spot.
All right, Swaggerson, I know you got one, dude.
So this dyslexic guy walks into a bra.
All right, Magog.
Oh, this one's fucked up. What you know what a good part about a 18-year-old girl taking a shower is? With her hair wet and slicked back, she looks 15.
Oh, man! All right, don't pay no attention. Jeremy, you got one. You got one, Jeremy.
Not right now. No, sorry.
Frozen.
What's the good thing about 23-year-olds?
There's 23 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you make a dead baby float? Since we were talking about dead baby jokes, how do you make a dead baby float?
Add root beer and ice cream.
Yep, 2 scoops of dead baby, 2 scoops of ice cream. All right, Britisher, it's your turn.
Well, I've just looked one up here, which is from Frankie Boyle.
You're not supposed to tell us you looked it up, maybe. Go ahead.
And on it just says, in Scotland, we have mixed feelings about global warming. Because we will get to sit on the mountains and watch the English drown.
Beard burying.
So a baby seal walked into a club.
That's an oldie but goodie. All right, Staggerson.
How many potatoes does it take to kill an Irishman?
0.
0.
Oh! Doppelganger.
Did you know that there are 72 acres of nipple tissue in the U.S.?
I can't fucking understand a word he just said. Please stop. Please stop. Either say that again very carefully and in English, or put it where somebody else can read it, because I'm sure it's funny.
Did you know that there are 72 acres of nipple tissue in the U.S.?
72 acres?
Acres of nipple tissue. Okay.
He did say
Was
nipple
that okay?
tissue.
So that was a joke. That fucking sucked. Dop, get a joke. Okay, Magog.
Here's a classic. Jesus Christ walks into a hotel. He hands the innkeeper 3 nails and says, "Can you put me up for the night?"
Oh, you fucker. On Sunday, even, the heathen's day of rest, according to the Catholic Church. That was very good, very good. Come on, Jeremy, you got one? Come on, y'all see the route I'm going to, so look one up if you ain't got one. We're going to go like 4 rounds, and I won't look one up. I'm going to battle the Beard Barian right now. We're going to go to see who's got the last one-liner. I'm in. Go ahead,
Oh,
Jeremy.
we gotta stick with one.
Well, they can be one-liners or under 30 seconds, because my next one's going to be a little story, but it'll be very quick.
I don't have one right now.
All right, go ahead, Frozen.
How do you make guacamole?
Guacamole?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You let the baby rot for 3 weeks, and then you put it in a blender.
Wow, that's just a sick dead baby joke, but I got to give it to you. It made me laugh. I tell you, that was just twisted. But Britisher, do you have one? Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn. So there was and anybody on the panel that's heard this, shut up, and I'll do it as quick as I can. So there was a lion. He was walking through the jungle one day, and he fell in a big hole, man, that a hunter left there, but the stakes at the bottom had rusted and got, they didn't kill him. And he was like roaring out, "Help me, help me, help me!" And a mouse is walking by. And he looks down there, and the lion says, "Mr. Mouse, if you help me out of this hole, I'll remember you, I'll remember your family, I'll never hurt you again, I won't hurt any mouse, and I'll tell my whole pride, and we'll spread it through liondom. We'll be allies to mice if you just get me out of this hole." So the mouse is like, sounds like a good deal. Runs home and gets his Corvette. He comes back, drops a rope down in there. He gets in his vet, and he's like, boom, boom. He's trying to pull the lion out of the hole. And, he's too big, man. The little Corvette just won't do it. And as he's trying, he sees an elephant walking across the Sahara there. He's, "Oh, Mr. Elephant, Mr. Elephant, listen, if you come help me, this lion will help me, and I won't bother you. I'll tell all the mice," because everybody knows that elephants are scared of mice, right? Or this doesn't work. Okay, and he's like, I won't mess with you, and I'll tell everybody, every mouse, and we won't mess with you. So the elephant said, "All right, Mr. Mouse, I'll help you out. Sounds like a good deal." And the elephant rolls over there, and he pulls his cock out and drops it down in the hole, and the lion climbs out on his big old cock. And the moral of the story is, if you got a big cock, you don't need a Corvette. Beard Barian.
All right, so an Irishman, an Englishman, and a Scotsman walk into a bar. The Englishman walks up to the bartender and asks, "Is this the punchline?"
Okay, I'll keep mine shorter from now on. Go ahead, Swaggerson.
Shit, I forgot it. I had one on deck, and then I just... Oh, wait.
That's
okay,
all right.
A pirate walks into a bar. The bartender looks at him and says, "Hey, do you know you got a steering wheel hanging off the front of your pants?" The pirate says, "I know, it's driving me nuts."
Oh, you get the gold star for the time being. That's probably the best one in my mind so far. Doppelganger, if you got one. Oh my god.
Yeah, right. Something specially for you. A man needs a mistress just to break the monogamy.
Oh, thank you, sir. And I'm not sure what you meant by that, because I'm very faithful to my wives. Oh, and Magog.
All right, this one has a moral story. Okay, man's out walking his dog, and he runs across the railroad tracks just as a train is coming. And he gets past the train, but then he turns around. He's like, "Oh shit, my dog!" And the dog's following him, and jumped across the track just as the train took off his tail. And the guy's sitting there thinking, "Oh man, at least you didn't die, But then the dog turned around to get the tail, and the train took the dog's head off. Moral of the story: don't lose your head over a piece of tail.
Oh, Silver Star. All right, Jeremy, do you have anything? Jeremy?
No, seriously, I really don't have anything.
All right, but we're going to keep going for a little bit. We'll just, the ones that I'm asking, if you've got one and I don't name you again, then just say, I got one.
Yeah,
other than that, I'll skip it. So go ahead, Frozen.
This is an old one. How many Jews can you fit in a Volkswagen?
Depends upon how big the ashtray is.
Yep.
Hey, listen. What's long and hard on a Cuban boy?
Me.
3rd grade. All right, a Britisher.
If someone who speaks 2 languages is bilingual, and someone who speaks many languages is multilingual, then what do you call someone who speaks 1 language?
Oh,
An American.
I don't know. Yeah, that was good. That was actually
fucking
good.
beautiful.
Beard burying.
All right, so let's do another baby seal joke. Baby seal walks into a bar and the bartender says, "What'll it be, stranger?" The seal responded, "All of anything, as long as it's not Canadian Club."
Oh man! All right, gold fucking star, man. I'm sorry. All right, so who's next, man? That was so funny. I forgot Swaggerson. That was great.
Oh, what was Christopher Reeve's favorite thing to do?
Fly off.
Sit in a chair and blow in a tube.
Oh man, I think it's a tie. Magog.
Okay, I got this. Is one of the most fucked up jokes I've ever heard. A little girl and a pedophile are walking through the woods. Little girl looks up at him and says, "Man, these woods are scary at night." And he goes, "How do you think I feel? I got to walk back alone."
Oh, you get the brown star for naughty boy. Frozen butterfly.
What is the most heavenly language?
Wait, say that so the English people, so that American lingual people can understand it.
What is the most heavenly language?
Friendly?
Heavenly.
Oh, heavenly. Oh, I don't know.
Finnish, because it takes an eternity to learn.
I have heard that. Yeah.
That's good. Well, spit it out next time, Magog. We are trying to stump whoever's cracking the joke. Britisher.
What's the difference between the US and yogurt? If you leave yogurt alone for 300 years, it develops a culture.
Oh, man. All right, well, fine, but I did skip myself, so I'm going to go ahead and give this one. Why do Jews, and anybody that heard this in the pre-show, don't bust me on it, because you did hear it. So anybody else is fair game. So why do Jews watch pornography in reverse and, rewind? They like to see the money going back in. Sorry. Oh, and now it's beard burying.
Oh,
if he's
fuck.
here.
Yeah. So what's funnier than a dead baby?
Two dead babies.
Dead baby in a clown costume.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna get you, Beard. You almost got stumped that time. Everybody's got 5 seconds before I will just go, meh, you're done, and we'll see how long we can go. So, Swaggerson.
The difference between a baby and your grandma.
You put my grandma back in the ground after you finish fucking her?
Your grandma doesn't die when you fuck her in the ass.
Oh, mercy.
So close.
Oh, man.
All right. So you now get the brown star taken from Magog, who is after Doppelganger. Go, Dopp.
This is just a only form of competition.
So I have the series questions for great answers, and under 13 we have the answer of dog, happy, bashful, dopey, sneezy, sleepy, and grumpy. And the question that goes for it is, who were the Democratic presidential candidates?
Oh, that's funny, but you don't get the concept of a joke, do you, sir? I think it's flying over your head. Very good job, Dopp. Good job, Magog.
I got one that matches Beardy's. Rape is no laughing matter unless you're a raping clown.
Oh my god! All right, I've got it in my head, man. It's gonna. Go ahead, Frozen. That was fucked up.
What's funnier than a baby in a clown costume?
Well, he just said that. He just said it.
Yeah, that's a continuous thing.
Okay, so
Two babies in clown costumes.
A baby in a clown costume under a pile of dead babies in a clown costume.
Man, what is up with you people, man? That's fucking disgusting. All right, so these 3 hookers, they were in a van, and man, they had a van. They decided they were going to join forces, and they painted on the side of the van, blowjobs, $10, ass fucking $25, full on 2 chicks, $75, all 3 of us, $100, anything you want. And they're driving down, and the cop sees him. He pulls them over. He's like, "What are you whores doing? I should run all of you down to the station and put you in the daggone Stone Hilton. But instead, I'm going to give you a warning. And, you know, he's bitching them out, and they're like, come on, officer, what's wrong with this? We're trying to make a living. Right about that time, a preacher comes by, and he's got a van also, and on the side of the van it says, praise the Lord. And, one of the hookers says, hey, aren't you going to stop him? And, man, the cop, you know, he gets very indignant. He says, stop him? What are you talking about, young lady? You are so messed up you would sell yourself not to know that there's a difference between what he has on his van and what's on yours. And so the hookers, you know, they go their separate ways because they're not in any trouble. He just gives them a warning. And the next day, man, the cop sees these 3 girls in the same van, and on the side of the van it says, 3 angels hunting for Peter. Blowjobs, $10. All right, next. Go ahead, Beer Baron.
All right, so I'm gonna after all those, I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit because I feel like a nice guy. So these 3 women, these 3 friends, a blonde, brunette, and a redhead, are decided they're gonna go ahead and knock over a hardware store in order to go ahead and get a little bit extra cash before their now planned trip to Mexico. So these 3 women kick in the door and they run inside and they start stuffing cash, but they forgot to go ahead and cut the telephone line, and the alarm's gone through. So they start hearing sirens outside, and they go, fuck, what the fuck are we going to do? And each woman hops into a burlap sack and hides. Well, eventually the police make their way on in when their calls aren't being answered, and they start searching around, and they find the burlap sacks with obvious shapes in them. And the police chief walks over and kicks one of the bags and goes, what the fuck is in here? And the brunette inside of the burlap sack goes, meow. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just a cat. Okay. Goes with one of the redhead. What about this one? Kicks it. The one inside, she goes, woof. But he kind of scratches his head and goes, okay, it's just a dog. And he goes over the last one and he kicks it. Nothing happens. And he kicks it again. And he hears nothing. And then he kicks the blonde one more time and she goes, potatoes.
Oh, man. All right, that's good. We gotta get a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna ask the Britisher.
I'm gonna mute myself because I'm eating breakfast while you guys finish up these rounds.
Oh, really? And hey, look, Beer Baron, what I wanted to do is, if you just listen while you just mute yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I'll still be listening. I'm just gonna be eating.
Well, yeah, because I'm gonna ask you something, and while you eat, you can think about it. Because after we go maybe another round, or if that, one more round at least. This is kind of fun. It's a good break. I would like to, if you have something short, maybe a tale that was, I don't know if you even feel like doing it, but if you got one that's about 4 minutes or less, which a lot of them are, I don't know. If you could grace us with a fable or a tale, man, that'd be so good. For me, my channel, my soul, for anybody listening. And then I want you to know when you go to the Beard's channel, and infomercial alert, trigger warning, when you go to the Beard Baron's channel, you'll notice that there are a variety of different topics and different formats. Sometimes you'll have the Beard Baron in full regalia, playing a character. Sometimes you'll have the Beard Baron just doing a blog and telling you about life. Sometimes you'll have philosophy and all these different things in between. Just take some time and swing on by there and check him out. And remember that what he's doing there, when you see the fables, he's not reading you a book that someone else wrote. He's reading you something much like the Britishers doing with the news in a news format that he actually took the time to think about and to write. So go by and check him out. But if you can do that, Beard Baron, that'd be cool. And that said, let's see, that was him. So Staggerson, you got another joke? I'll give you a lot of time to think about one.
A joke. Okay. Boy and his dad are walking down the street, and the boy sees 2 dogs fucking, and he asks his dad, "Hey, Dad, what are those dogs doing?" Dad says, well, they're making a little puppy dog. So they go back home. Later that night, the boy comes into the parents' room while the mom and the dad are fucking, and he says, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And Dad looks at the kid and he says, "Sister." And the kid says, "Well, can you flip her over? I want a puppy."
I've heard that one, but I didn't remember it till the very punchline. That's a goodie right there. Go ahead, Doppelganger. Do you really got a joke, or is it going to be like some weird otherworldly?
Sorry, I'm totally out of my element here.
All right, yeah. Thank you for trying though, mate. I really got to give it to you. Jeremy didn't even fucking try, just like a frog. He gave up, surrendered right away, didn't even try. So Miguel, you got one?
White flag.
Yeah, I got one. Okay. A woman dies, and on her way to the pearly gates, St. Peter comes out and greets her. And suddenly she hears all these drilling sounds and screams coming from within heaven. She goes, "What's going on?" St. Peter says, "Oh, well, when you first come to heaven, we have to drill 2 holes in your back for your wings and 1 hole in your head for your halo." And she goes, "Fuck that. I'd rather go to hell." St. Peter says, "Well, if you go to hell, you'll be sodomized and raped by demons for all eternity." And she goes, "That's okay. I've already got 3 holes for that."
Give me a second to laugh on that one. That was good. All right.
No, I've never heard that one.
That was good, man. All right, so Frozen. While I collect myself, you got one more.
It's even more funny when you drag it out a little bit and you picture the old lady as being a forever virgin lady. You know.
I'm gonna write my joke down because I got a good one that I'm playing off of Beard Barrier. So okay, go ahead, Frozen. You got one.
A guy and a girl are lying in bed, and the girl goes, "You're a pedophile," and the guy goes, "Well, that's an awfully big word for a 5-year-old."
Oh man, that was disgusting. Oh, so I got one. There was an Indian lad one day, and he went to his father, a very powerful brave in the community, and he was like, "Father, why did you name my older brother Soaring Eagle?" He was like, "When I make love with your mother, I come out of teepee, look in air, Soaring Eagle there. Thus I name brother Soaring Eagle." He was like, "Oh, that's so nice, Father. Father," hang on, I can't laugh on this. I'm sorry. I would be a terrible comedian because I'd laugh at all my own jokes, sometimes halfway through them. So he was like, "Father, why is little sister named Standing Doe?" He was like, "After I make love with mother, I come out of teepee, Standing Doe by river. I name sister Standing Doe. Why, you ask? 2 dogs fucking?" You know, 2 dogs fucking is his name. Why do you ask? Anyway.
Yes, we get it.
Oh, I'm calling the names. That was so funny I couldn't even say it. So, Britisher, do you have one?
Police arrested 2 kids yesterday. One was drinking battery acid. The other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off.
That's so corny.
That was good.
I love it.
That was good. Staggerson.
Oh no, I don't. I think I'm out.
Last man standing. You're done. You just bowed out. That's like a tap out. I'm almost done too. Magog. I have a feeling he'd never tap out. Magog.
Yeah. Here's a corny one. What kind of pants does Mario wear? Denim, denim, denim.
Oh, all right. I'm not even writing anything down, so I've got to think of one quick. So, Frozen.
What's the difference between the Vikings and Finnish men?
Go on.
The Vikings come back from the war and start drinking. The Finnish men come back from drinking and the war starts.
That's good. That was good. Oh man, it's on me. So I got 5 seconds. So there was a rabbi sitting next to his friend who was a Catholic priest, and they were in the park feeding the pigeons. And the rabbi said, the priest says to the rabbi, "Hey, tell me the truth, man. Y'all never eat pork?" I'm like, "No, oy vey, never eat pork." So he's like, "Never, nothing bacon? Oy vey, bacon. It's so greasy. Give me the schluck and the heartburn." And he's like, "Okay, well, man, you don't know what you're missing out on." And so then, they're feeding the pigeons, and the rabbi looks at the priest and says, "Oi, tell me, oy vey, man, you never do the stupen, you never do stupen with the sponsor." And the priest's like, no. In our church, they frown on that. I became a priest when I was, when I was 16. I got into the clergy and began my ministry at a very young age. He was like, "Oy vey, I bet it's a lot better than the bacon."
That's fucked up.
Yeah, okay. So I just hit it, and Staggerson's out. Oh, Britisher. It's Britisher.
What do you call a worker in America who will work hard for reasonable pay and never whine?
A Mexican.
An immigrant.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I got that one. No. Are you reading them too? So you don't count. It's really basically against me and Magog right now. And I'm not looking anything up. I feel like I'm trying to bide time because the well's running dry. I've got to get really dirty if I'm going to stick in this. Magog.
Why does Mexico not have an Olympic team? Because everybody who can run, jump, or swim are already in fucking United States.
Good. Right. How many Mexicans does it take to pave a mile of highway?
I don't know.
Depends upon how thin you slice them.
Oh, nice. Okay, I got one.
It's on you. Go.
Yeah,
it's me and you, baby. You got 5 seconds.
How many feminists does it take to screw in a light bulb? 2. 1 to screw it in and 1 to suck my cock.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. That was amazing.
All right. Here we go. There was a Quebecer and a Canuck, and they were fighting over a magic lamp. And a genie came out and said, there's usually only one of y'all, and I give them 3 wishes, but there's 2 of y'all. So I guess what I'll do is I'll give you each 1 wish. And the Frenchie, of course, is like, I go first. And he's like, what do you want, Frenchie? He said, I would like a big wall built around Quebec to protect my people and my way of life. 1,000 feet tall, impermeable by man. And he's like, all right, fine. And I know that accent sucked, but he's like, all right, fine. Poof, big wall around Quebec, blocking him right in. He looked at the Canuck and he was like, what would you like, sir? He said, fill it with water, eh? Magog.
All right, I got one. Three men trapped on an island, shipwrecked on an island. One's French, one's English, one's American. And they get picked up by the cannibal tribe of the island and taken to the cannibal king sitting upon his throne of skulls. The cannibal king turns to the fucking Englishman and goes, we're going to cook you, we're going to eat you, and we're going to make your skin into a canoe. But I'll grant you one final dying wish. So the Englishman asks for a knife. And they hand him a knife, and he goes, God save the queen, slits his own throat. The Frenchman, same thing. We're going to cook you, eat you, use your skin to build a canoe. The Frenchman, following the Englishman, goes, give me a knife. And they give him a knife. Vive la France! Slits his own throat so he doesn't have to go through the pain. Gets to the American. We're going to cook you, eat you, and use your skin to build a canoe. What do you want? He asks for a fork. They give him a fork. He starts stabbing himself in the chest. Fuck your canoe. Fuck your canoe. Fuck your canoe.
All right, now you're not looking anything up online, are you, Magog?
Nope,
You're not looking at. Okay, so I got this one, man. I'm gonna go with you for at least 2 more. If not, we'll call it stalemate. But
Cool.
All right, so here we go. There's a semi truck driver, and he's riding down the road.
Can I be really rude and interrupt and just be?
Yeah, no problem, Lacey. I seen you were here. How you doing?
Hi, Ogre.
Good to have you on, sweet thing. I am honored to have you here. And if you have a one-liner, this won't take us long. We're at the end of this shit, man. This is so much fun that I got to try to beat this guy, or at least see if he's got one more. And we just given him so much time. Are you in a hurry, or are you just here to say hi and boogie?
Oh no, I want to see how it's going.
All right. Well then, shut up, sweet thing. Give fucking daddy a chance. I'll give you a kiss later.
Oh.
All right. Hey, here we go. No, I'm just being a dick. I've been drinking. I didn't mean that. Forgive me, darling. Forgive me. Just give me a second. Give me 1 minute is what I meant. I sometimes. Okay, here we go. I'm thinking, but the wheels are. I can only do one thing at once, and I can't be nice and think of jokes. So here we go. There's a guy, and he's driving his truck down the road, and he hits this rabbit. And they're in North Carolina, man. They're right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. And these hippies from New York, they're there, and they're driving their little car, and they see the rabbit get crushed. And so the truck driver, he swings out his 18-wheeler because they slammed on the brakes, damn near hit his truck. And they're there over the rabbit. Oh, look at the poor rabbit's dead. Oh, my goodness. Truck driver jumps out, he looks down. He's like, that's a dead rabbit there, Bo. And they're like, oh, you killed the rabbit. And he's like, hang on a second. I think I got something in the back of my rig here. Might fix this up real good, like. He swings up the back of his rig, and he gets a little spray can. They don't, they can't see what the label is or whatever. He goes up there, and he sprays. And the fucking rabbit, they're looking, and the rabbit's like twitches, like Frankenstein's monster, just looking to twitch. And then, boom, jumps up, spins around, looks at him, and gives him a big old fucking, like this. And turns around and hops off a little bit. And turns back, gives him another big one about 20 yards away. And there's the woods right there, he's running for the woods. Almost to the woods, he turns back around again and gives him big old cheesy grin and a big old, and he's gone off into the woods. And the hippies are taken aback. They can't fucking believe what they just seen. It's a miracle, right? I mean, who wouldn't think that's a fucking miracle? And we're like, Mr. Truck Driver, what on earth is that you gave this rabbit? He's like, this here, Bo, this ain't nothing much. This is permanent hair restorer with wave. Magog, 5 seconds, baby. It's hard to think of a joke when somebody's talking, and you know it is.
Oh yeah,
5 seconds.
Yeah, it is. Okay, a cop's driving down the road, sees a car off to the side of the road, so he stops to investigate, and then he hears this rustling from a tree and this moaning, and he's like, "Oh, great, fucking teenagers!" He goes back there, shines, back there with his flashlight, and he sees this guy, and he's just fucking this pumpkin. Just fucking the shit out of this pumpkin. It's got a hole in it, and he's fucking, ooh, and his eyes are closed, and he's just, oh yeah. And the cop's like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Like, finally, the cop's just like, sir. And the guy's, oh yeah. And he's like, sir. And the guy goes, what? And he goes, why are you fucking that pumpkin? And the guy goes, oh shit, is it already midnight?
Oh man, I'm not even lying. I got one, but I almost feel like I'm bowing out on this one. But why did the dead baby cross the road?
Why is that?
Stapled to the chicken.
All right, one last one. This is for my military buddies. What does it sound like when shit hits the fan? Marine.
Oh, all right. I got since you said that, I got one more. This is a toughie, so pay attention. So Barack Obama dies, and it's unfortunate. I'm sorry to say that, but he dies, and he's waking up, and he's in the afterlife, and he's looking around. It looks like a beautiful golf course. He's on like the 9th hole, and bzzz, this fucking golf cart coming his way. He's like, holy shit. And on the golf cart is this very well-dressed person, man, big, benevolent-looking, with radiant face, beautiful, humanoid-looking thing on this golf cart with a little imp driving it, like a pointy tail, fucking flames and smelly sulfur smelling little imp. And it pulls up. He's like, oh my goodness, well, what's going on? And he looks and he says, hey, what am I doing here? I thought I was just having a hamburger in Hawaii, and I don't know how. And he said, oh, hey, you're in hell. How you doing? He's like, hell, I thought this would be a lot worse. He said, no, we made a lot of improvements here around here. This is, in fact, this is Wednesday, and if you didn't notice, we got a tournament going right over there. Your golf clubs that are matched for you, man, tailor-made. So they're right over there against that tree. You come join us. We're going to play the rest of this 18-hole. Then when we get done, we're going to have a big feast, man, and have a good time all night long. Does that sound like a good idea, Barack? It's like, yeah, it sounds like a fucking excellent idea. I'm assuming you're the devil? Yeah, I'm the devil. Yeah, no problem. He's like, that sounds like a great idea, Satan. He said, well, you're going to love Tuesday because it's Tuesday. We do that every Tuesday. So let me ask you a question. Do you like to have buffet dinners and do cocaine and smoke marijuana all day while you lay on the beach and watch the surf roll in? It's like, fuck, I love that. It's like, Barack, you're going to love Wednesday, man. That's what we do every Wednesday. Let me ask you another question. Do you like getting butt fucked by big sweaty Jews? Like, no, man, I can't imagine that. He said, dude, you're gonna hate Friday. That's the schedule. And I did shorten that up, and that's the most messed up joke that I know. It really is. It could have went for like days and made it build out, but I felt like I was taking up too much time. So, in fact, one more for you. This is quick, because I got to end on a Muslim slam. Unless you got one, Magog. Do you got one more?
No, I had one kind of.
Come on, one more, because I got one more, man. You got to give me one more.
Yeah, I got one that was kind of in the vein of yours. Some guy dies and he's in heaven. And he sees all these clocks on the wall, and they all have different times on them. And he asks the angel there, he's like, what's all the clocks? And he's like, everybody who is ever born has a clock, and it moves 1 minute for every lie they tell. And the guy's like, well, whose clock is that? It's on midnight. And he's like, oh, that's Abraham Lincoln. He ain't never told a lie. And he's like, well, who's that up there? And he's like, oh, that's George Washington. He told 2 lies, so it's 2 minutes after midnight. And he's like, where's Obama's clock? And he's like, oh, Jesus has that in his office, using it as a ceiling fan.
Did you have one, Brett? Oh, I don't know. I just seen some people talking. I don't pay attention to the side chat or anything. I don't even have the thing opened up right now.
My God.
If I try to pay attention to
I sent one or two cartoons, but that was about it.
All right, I will screen share them just right after this. So there was a jihadi, right? Yeah, there was a jihadi right here, and he went to a pizza parlor in Tel Aviv, strapped up with the dynamite and the BBs and shit and nails, Allahu Akbar! Boom! Just fucking killed everybody in the motherfucker, and he's waking up, in the afterlife, and it's a little dark and hazy, and he feels a poke in his rib. He's like, oh, who are you? And there's this dude looking down at him with a powdered wig. He says, I be Benjamin Franklin. And boom, he got kicked right in the daggone kidney really hard. He looks up, there's another really big, tall dude there. He was like, who are you? Powder wig, the whole 9 yards. 3-corner hat. He was like, who are you? He said, I be Thomas Jefferson. And bam, right as he heard that, right behind the ear, a big boot, man, right to the frickin' head. He can see stars. And he's looking up, and as he looks up, he can see a few other dudes that look just like him, ranging in size and height, coming his way. And he looks at this entity that just kicked him in the head, and he says, who are you? And where are my 72 virgins? And the apparition looks down at him and says, I be Thomas Paine, and you got 72 Virginians.
Yeah, that was a Robert Williams joke.
Was it really? I don't know. I didn't know who I stole it from, but I didn't know that it was Robin Williams. God rest him. God rest him.
I know my
So
God.
anyway,
Yes, God
anyway,
rest him.
unless I let one of our beloved panel members go out with one last one, that's all I got, and we'll talk shit now.
I think we broke our viewers, quite a few of them, with our incessant jokes.
That was a lot. I didn't even look at the time. How long did we go, Beardberry? A half hour on nothing but jokes?
I don't fucking know. I
got tons of jokes, man. I'm a joke guy.
That was excellent. I needed that so bad. That made me feel good.
Well, I thought of a bunch more, but I'll save them for next time.
I always liked the last thing my father said to me before he kicked the bucket. It was, how far do you think I can kick this bucket?
Oh, nice. That's funny. I kind of want to ask you some things, Lacey, because you and Roy both look like you're younger than me. So whenever I see people with the same kind of taste as I do, and we can talk about whatever the hell we want to, but I love music.
Yeah.
How did you get into Typo Negative? And did you see the video of me playing the bass over time? I used to cover that in the band. I used to do the vocals.
I did. It was wonderful. You have fantastic taste, sir.
Oh, so do you, sweetie. You really do. And because this morning I was low. Everybody gets low sometimes, but I was a little low this morning. And I mean, you sent that Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and I listened to the Rascal Kings. I listened to Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. I seen them in 1999 in Boston, Massachusetts.
That video is like one of the coolest videos I've ever seen in my entire life. I love it so much.
So I guess that's my nice way of saying, how old are you, and how do you know all this cool shit?
I'm 28.
Yeah, you're young. That's what I thought. So I mean, it seems to me like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. How old were you when you first heard the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
I found them from a anime music video, actually.
Okay. And like the Britishers about to come out and say, really, Mr. Do you know who this is, Brett? This is a lady named Lacey from a little group called Very Nearly Viral. Her and Roy, they're your countrymen, but I would advise you not to watch their videos or you might not speak to them anymore.
Yeah, we do weird stuff.
No, you probably like it.
Okay.
Just don't tell anybody you've watched it if you do, and you laugh at it. Just, it's cool.
We have
I'll send you a link.
cross-dressing and men in diapers, so yeah.
Okay.
They've got me out cropped.
Some of it's hard to watch, Britt. Some of it, the diaper. I mean, and here's the thing: they put it on YouTube, so I can't lie. Some of it makes me laugh so hard that I cry a little bit, tears. And then some of it is like, holy shit, I can't believe those people just did that, man. That takes balls to do that and to record it when you know there's going to be thousands of people watching it.
Either go all the way or don't bother, okay?
Very British way to be. But, I found out from meeting British people, there are many British ways to be, though. There are people that are really, straight-laced. But it seems like all y'all still have the stiff upper lip and all that other cool stuff. But I'll send you a link, Brett. What made you all? And again, look, I really, because I can feel it right now. Birch is like, if you want to, I won't mock your voice this time. If you want to have them on the show, don't blow your wad when they're just chilling on the stream. So I'm gonna try not to just focus on you, Lacey. We'll just pretend that you're another human being that's here, and that you're not quasi-famous, and that we all want to be, cool with you.
Wait, you mean I'm not just another human being? I thought I was.
Not to me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put up the picture of you, if you don't mind me putting up your Twitter, because my wife came in and I was looking at your picture, the one with the hat, on your. Do you mind if I put that up?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Well, and this is the funny thing, because I was like, oh, she said, who's that? And I was like, oh, this is some crazy dude from. And when I said dude, she stopped me. She was like, are you a dude?
Are you asking me that?
Yep, because that's the debate. My wife, I even showed other pictures of you. I showed quite a few pictures. And the debate right now with my wife and I, if I can add, and if you don't want to answer, just say, fuck you, Ogre.
No, I'm a dude. Plain and simple.
I win. And I think you're very, very handsome, dude. And
Thank you.
I dig so much about so many different people. Oh, anyway, so like I said, we're gonna act like nobody's here. And Staggerson, you were here. You've been here so long, and you and Frozen. I don't know, man. What do y'all want to talk about something else? If y'all want to haul ass, or if y'all want to just bring up something now, I'm gonna pull up her stuff, and then I'm gonna chill for a minute.
Oh, I don't know. Just put me on the spot.
I do that. I'm the host of the show. It's like it's my job. I know it's tough sometimes, but you did so well with the jokes, sir, and that the ad lib with the real stream of consciousness. You're gonna do fine. I mean, if you got something you want to talk about from this whole time we've been speaking, something's on your mind.
Which neck of the woods are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in Utah. I live in Utah, northeastern Utah. Yeah.
My condolences.
Thank you.
There's the Frenchman.
That's what I told him, though, Frenchie. That's exactly what I said. You know it too, bro. Because I lived in Prevo. I lived in Moab for a little while.
I'm really sorry, guys. Really sorry. I just got company. I'm gonna have to shoot. Just wanted to come in, say hello. Lovely to meet you all.
Bye, Lacey.
Bye, Lacey.
Bye, Lacey.
Bye, Lacey.
Yeah.
Bye.
Actually, while people are departing, I think I will also head off.
Bye,
to do some more editing. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's gonna only go downhill from here, brother. Thanks a lot, man.
So.
Oh, that's so great.
Crashing and burning.
So is Utah as horrible as one might think?
Nah, it ain't bad.
Absolutely not. No way. Not even. No.
No, they got some of the best skiing. Some of the best. In fact, I'll let him tell you about it. It's actually a wonderland if you got ways and means of any kind at all. And a mountain bike, something.
Yeah. Yeah. If you like to go camping or hiking, or just if you're into outdoors at all, it's really great for that. It's high desert.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that the nature is wonderful. I'm not talking about the people.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about Mormons.
It depends on where you go. The Mormons here are different than Mormons around the rest of the country. They keep to themselves more, and they're kind of weirder. But I live in an area that was founded by outlaws. The town I live in was started by outlaws, so it wasn't started by Mormons. The Mormons area.
Well, you look like an outlaw, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, so it's not as bad where I live, but there are a lot of Mormons. I live right across the street from a Mormon church. They're in session right now. They're all parked in front of my house right now. But they're, they can be a little stuck up and cliquey, but they're actually, for the most part, they're really nice people. And they build really nice communities and stuff. So it's not super bad. The beer is no good, but I don't drink, so.
Well, it's hard to find because it's 3-2 beer, and it's very hard to find alcohol there when I was there. Because, in Salt Lake City, it's very difficult to get a six-pack. You don't just go to the store and get a six-pack anywhere.
You want shit beer?
Yeah, well, 3-2 beer, right? It's like 3.2% alcohol. Yeah. But,
and it's measured by weight instead of by volume. So you get like Pabst or something heavier, and it has more alcohol in it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. But I know one thing. I could never. The beer was just like drinking water that made me pee a lot. It didn't.
Yeah, and all the liquor stores are state-run.
Well, yeah, same thing in North Carolina, but you can't get beer anywhere. But the liquor stores are state-run. They're 9 to 5, Monday through Friday only. They're closed on Saturday and Sunday. If you want liquor, hard liquor, you better in North Carolina. You got to get it before Friday at 9 o'clock, 5 o'clock, because it's 9 in the morning to 5 Monday through Friday. Anyway. And Beer Barry, I heard your voice. So what I want to say is, this has been so much fun. But look, folks, even though Magog is here, I really appreciate beer and everybody. But fuck me, I got a life, man. It's been 3 hours, and I really appreciate everyone being here. In the beginning of this, I usually don't have any trouble at all. But man, I don't know. Everybody's got their mojo going some days, and some days they don't. Today, I have my fucking mojo going at all. I'm so glad Lacey showed up. And earlier, I may not have done this stream. I'm not even kidding. But Lacey sent me that Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and I started sending some typo negative back and forth. I was sending her pictures of me in a suit, pictures of me flexing my muscles, because I do think the dude is kind of cute. I don't know if that's weird or not. It's truth. I don't know. Pretty sure.
Well, he is cute.
Yeah, he is cute, and he's cool. More than anything, he's very cool. I don't know. Whatever the preferred pronoun, fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Peterson.
Yeah,
sorry, Staggerson. What?
Oh, I was just saying I don't know what her preferred pronoun is either. I always get confused about that with Lacey.
It's probably
I don't
sexy.
think she cares. I don't think she cares, or he cares.
All right, I'm gonna stick with she. What were you saying, Magog? Because I'm gonna wrap this shit up. I ain't even joking.
Yeah, I was about to say I probably got to bounce out.
Thanks, brother.
I'm hungry.
So good to have you here. So Beard Barian just say, Magog, say, I know everybody knows who you fucking are, but I gotta do this, dude. Who are you? What do you do? How can we find you? And I will put your link out in the dealio as you leave.
Yes. Well, I am Magog of Molskar, and I'm a wizard and necromancer, and I review things and stuff from your world, viewing you through a magical portal that I've opened. And it's always good times and crazy antics and everything. And also, everybody check out Poe on the same channel.
Man, that's excellent. Thank you, Magog. Get the fuck out of here. Go get some food and try not to work yourself to death, dude. Get some rest.
Yep, try not to. You guys have a good one. It's nice talking to you all again.
You too. It's great to meet you.
Brother. Pleasure.
Yep. Later.
All right, so am I going to be able to impose, Beard Barian? You obviously don't owe me anything, but I don't know if you have it in you. You do all this shit all the time, but to me, when I look at you, I may be assuming stuff, like I said earlier.
I've still got that Fable. The one that I was recording today and got partway through before it got too loud was actually the one that I wrote for the Blair White stream, because we haven't had any real news back from her. So I figured I can since I'm recording it today anyways, and it's still going to be a couple days before it comes out, I can happily do a premiere performance of that on here like we were originally planning anyways.
Oh my goodness, that would make me very happy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab some more coffee so that I can keep my throat moist through this, and then I'll just
take your time. We'll banter
give me
right
like
here
a
until you
minute,
get ready.
and give me like a minute, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, and everybody.
Let me take this chance to thank you, Ogre, just for having me on. This is great. This is my first stream, and I've got to meet a lot of cool people on here, and this has been awesome. I hope we can do it again.
Staggerson, I pride myself and I can't take all the credit, can I, Doppelganger? Because Doppelganger turned me on to Cyber Funk, who we're still going to have on, but she's saving the world right now, honestly. And Nachi Free, oh my goodness, Dop, I couldn't even give the list right now because he's turned me on to so many great people.
And then there is Karivaska.
Right. And didn't you also turn me on to Holly Silger? I think you were the
No,
first one.
I believe no. I met her thanks to you, actually.
Somebody did though. So, but anyway, we do pride. So I shouldn't say I pride myself. We pride ourselves on finding people that are extremely talented before anybody else does. And when I seen your shit on Poisoning the Well, dude, because look, this folks, I don't even ruin it. Just as I do, because I haven't even pulled this up yet to put out. I'm so absent-minded when I do this shit. I haven't even pulled this up yet to put up. Who the fuck was the guy with look at Poe? Who was that?
Magog.
Hashtag
blame him. Everything is Magog's fault.
No, I did that on purpose, Staggerson. I mean, I gotta be cool, right? I can't act like I kiss his ass or something. I gotta be. And he wouldn't.
I don't want
that
to blow another banana.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Put a condom on it first, though. Put a condom on it. So I think I just sent out Magog of Muscar. Muscar?
Muscar, that's how we say it in America.
Muscar. I say Muscar. It's hard for me to say that. Muscar. There you go. Okay, that wasn't a joke. More scar. Well, anyway, it was Magog.
This Fable that I've got here. Originally, when I wrote it, I made a version that had some voice slots in it, so that up to 4 people could join me in reciting it. Blair at the time. If 4 of you would like to volunteer to recite some parts, I have a Google Drive link here, and you just have to read a couple of lines out. Everything's color coded and highlighted.
Lay the drive down.
This shit. Yeah,
that'd be badass. I will obviously do one as the host, but so we need 3 more. Staggerson, would you be willing to?
Sure, I'll do one.
All right. Would you prefer to be a squirrel, an owl, or Blair White?
Oh, I want to be a squirrel.
I'm definitely the owl. Or unless that's not, I don't. Oh, you already chose mine because you only gave 3 choices. I guess
Yes,
I'm probably
because there's one that's perfect for you. You have the right voice for it.
Sorry, there we
The
go.
voice of the toad.
Okay, I'm the toad. Oh, I'm Keck. Yes.
Jeremiah, we just got a question if you are following the stream chat.
Kind of.
I can happily take 2 people from the chat as well. If Dave's still listening, I would love to
let me
have her
shoot this.
pretend to
I
be-
will shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the chat out right there, right now, Beer Bear, and it hasn't been shot out yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, because we could use 2 people, and preferably a woman to play Blair's part, because otherwise it's going to be awkward.
And then maybe Frozen would play Blair's part. I don't know.
I'm on my tablet, so I can't get the site
Okay.
chat open. But if you can send it
okay.
to me on Twitter,
Or we can send he can send the drive out in the main chat if you got, or whatever you got.
I can absolutely send the link to you through Twitter. Would you like to do the part of the Snow White mouse?
Whatever.
It's actually the least amount of lines out of all of the rules, hilariously enough.
Okay.
Man, I wish I could just have you hand me a cigarette right now, Staggerson. I see you smoking, you motherfucker. Right.
Smokes like half a pack.
So that means I need one more person for the voice of the owl. Join this shit and be my owl.
Yeah, come on in. Amanda Wolfchild might not be able to come in. She's on the phone. But anybody that could. She mentioned. Well, we're trying, and I don't know if we can hammer what. I won't let there be much dead air. I guarantee that. So
that's okay. We'll give it a couple more seconds.
Yeah.
Yes,
there we go. We got somebody. Yes, we just got somebody in. RPR. Hey, RPR. Welcome. I've never had you on the stream. You've been in the chat for a long time. Yep, we can hear you. We can hear you clicking.
It takes some time for him to connect everything.
Okay, that's cool. Well, as soon as you got a comm link, just say something there, and so we've got all but the owl. We're looking for the wise old owl. On my jacket that I've taken off earlier.
There's nothing wise about this old owl.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm not him then. I can only imagine the part I'm playing, but I will gladly play it and do it to the best of my ability. I do trust you, as I imagine you would be an excellent stage manager or director of some kind of production. You strike me as a person who could do that.
So I put the link in the side chat there. Each of the parts that you're going to be reading are color coded. Everything else that's on there, I'm reading. You don't got to worry about. It's just the color coded parts that are to your colors.
I'm down for that. That's badass.
Yeah, it's real easy. It's just a couple of lines. I don't include much dialogue in my stories. It's quite often just descriptions of the surroundings so people can draw their own conclusions. And really, the visual storytelling is quite fun. I'm hoping RPR is done soon, so they can get.
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. Are you up for being my owl?
Oh, I could be.
Yeah, excellent. I've got the link in the side chat there, and I'm just sending it now to Frozen on Twitter.
No, wait there. Let me just fucking boot up the laptop again. I told you the other night I do a lot of my stuff off my Kindle, so.
Good to meet you, RPR.
Hey, how's it going, Og?
Very well. You've been around for a while. It's great to have you in here.
I tell you what, I'm so glad I actually come across you via Britisher.
Yeah, he's something else.
Frozen, it is Frozen. The link is in your DMs. Let me know when you've got it there.
Britisher's quite a guy. He's my best mate, I'd say. I'm not even joking.
Well, I was speaking the other night with who was it? It was Cabbage, and who else was it I was speaking with the other night?
And me.
Yeah.
Cabbage is right up there with me too. He's one of my best mates.
Yeah, and I was explaining to him, I'm technically a newbie again when it comes to this type of shit. So I am a retard when it comes to streaming on social media.
Oh, you're doing fine. It's so easy. And just, we're filling air while you look up your part. And after we're done with this, but you know what I say when the show's over. You do, so I'm going to ruin it. But I'll probably say a couple words for about 2 minutes and give my sign off and hang out for a minute. I'd like to talk to you after this. I've never talked to you personally, but Cabbage was talking about you. Me and Cabbage talk a lot. He calls me every day.
oh God, he was talking about the drunken shenanigans the other night, was he?
Oh, he's something else. I tell you what, if you can out drink or out talk Cabbage Patch, somebody needs to give you fucking £5 and a bus ride home.
Oh God, I can't do that. I'm too old for that type of shit. And 10 beers a night and that's it. I'm ready for bed. Years ago it used to be like 3-4 crates.
We're killing beer. Yeah, no, I love you, but we are. Are you as you're talking? I'm just curious. As you're talking, you are pulling up the thing.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, right.
The link for it's just in the side chat there.
We'll talk shit. The Beard Baron is being so cool right now. This is his pony. This is his. What we used to say is he's fucking this cat. I'm just blowing the fur out of the way right now.
The owl's lines are towards the end of the story as well, so you don't have to rush. It's all highlighted in yellow for the owl, so it's all bolded and highlighted. I'm just gonna get a sip of coffee here, and then I'm gonna get started on this.
All right, Beard. And yeah, and believe me, bro, this is just a dumb little thing I do, but I have aspirations too, just like Magog was talking about, and I enjoy hosting these things. If it wasn't for Staggerson and Frozen earlier today, I would have been off the rails because all I could talk about was being a drunkard and a junkie and all this shit, and I really needed help earlier. They pulled me out of it, and so you're important too, because what would be the sense of me doing this if it wasn't for folks like you out there, doing that, and then eventually getting you on here. And I can hear by your accent that you're not from America, and if you've watched the show at all, I don't mind Americans on here, Staggerson, but there's few of us, if you haven't noticed. It's me and you today, baby. Everybody else is not from here. The Beard Barians from Canada. We got Finland. We got France. We got Doppelganger's not even from the fucking planet. He's from Kolot, another planet.
Yeah. Oh, that was my question from earlier. What is the time date? As he would see
Kolot? Well, oh yeah. So do you hear that? Go ahead, Mark. If you can answer that, Mr. Doppelganger.
It would be to you. It would be just a long string of gibberish. We've been counting time from basically when the time began.
So how long is your lifespan?
Ooh. It's not even really began in the fullest.
Okay. Huh. So you live much longer than us humans.
Oh yes, and much longer than the human civilization itself.
Huh. That's pretty groovy to me.
When they discovered us and they figured out that we started to fuck at 17, they were like, "Them motherfuckers are a bunch of pedophiles." No,
I actually got asked about, I told people that my limits are bodily fluids, children, and animals. And somebody asked me what about kids, animal kids? And I was like, oh, well, interesting question, on a stream. So yeah, I should maybe shut up about my.
Okay. Excuse me.
Squirrel.
Oh, blah blah blah. I was actually looking at my lines. Beard Barian, he's pretty groovy, dude.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for RPR to get on the link here because I'm only showing 3 people looking at the script right now.
I don't, and I'll be honest with you, dude. As long as we do this sometime today, I don't even give a fuck. I'll be here until it's done. I just want this on the stream. I'll probably download this whole damn thing tonight while I sleep so I can cut this out.
I'm alternatively. No worries. Are you set up with the? Have you got the link out of the side chat there?
RPR. Can you see that in the side chat? I don't even know if you can hear us.
Do you know what? I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing.
It's all right.
So on
roll with the Beard Barian, play both parts.
Well, that's the tricky part. Okay, so I'm going to just grab more coffee now because we talked through my first cup, and I'm just going to sit down and start this. I'll mute you all.
Yeah. Oh, he'll just mute us. He'll mute me. Yeah, I can't sit here quiet. I hate silence. Peter Steele's one of my heroes from Typo Negative. And he talks about going on runs, and when he was running, he couldn't stand to go without music in his ears. And I don't do anything. If I'm working with my chickens, it don't matter what I'm doing. These Bluetooths or headphones, I got some
coffee.
Yeah.
Tell you all about it later.
All right, yeah. The dew of the morning mist had yet to settle as the vibrant rays of the reborn sun spackled the surface of the forest floor. The new song singing melodies over the awakening woodlands. Groggy frogs and temperamental toads slinked back into the shadows within their swampy ponds as knock-kneed fawns struggled to stand. But there, in the glowing gleam of daylight, stood the snow-white mouse.
Oh, what a treat!
She sang with glee.
The last precious cherry of the season, all for me.
From within the bog probed the terrible, taunting toad, grumbling through his rumbling throat.
Look at this fool, who dares tempt fate. Look at her now, eager to fall in her grave. The earth is covered with filth and slime, and plenty of cherries now long past their prime. Surely, fool little mouse, this is enough for the likes of thee. Stay where you belong, in the muck with me.
Narrowing her gaze, the snow-white mouse charged forth across the collection of fallen leaves and rotted fruit towards the towering tree, all beneath the eyes of the eager owls above. Hurrying, scurrying, yet worrying not, the snow-white mouse leapt upon the trunk of the cherry tree without a flake of fear shining in her calculated stare. Yet try as she might, the trunk was too smooth, and as she struggled, the taunting toad cackled in turn.
Give up now and flee while you can. Your life is worth less than this worthless plan.
Furrowing her brow, the little mouse leapt, and from knot to branch to roughened bark she crept. With every inch she steadily ascended, the hungering eyes of the owls projected. Yet it was from the scarlet squirrels she heard her next protest, a scattering and clattering of seeds and shells pounded upon her pelt.
You're a fool!
The squirrel shrieked.
And damned for every step, you'll plummet and die like all the rest, full of pain and useless regrets. You're weak and small and have no hope. You're a waste of flesh, a flooded boat.
The snow-white mouse did climb, battered and beaten and roughly mistreated, yet no less dedicated to her prize. Shells wrapped her aching paws, her head throbbing in agony as she continued, at last reaching the bountiful branch bearing her beloved berry.
You'll die before you reach it, you insipid little mouse. You'll be doomed and dead, missed only by your louse.
Screeched the scarlet squirrel from below.
Listen to the toad and go back home, or be damned to hell and die alone.
Sighing, the snow-white mouse pressed onward, gleaming eyes prying from behind the plentiful plume of a neighboring chestnut tree. The snow-white mouse reared up at the sight of the mighty spotted owl perched mere meters ahead, as frightened as she was unmoving. "Run while ye can, and you might survive," hissed the owl. "Though charge and you shall. This is not a jest, nor it is a taunt. I've come to feast and always get what I want."
I've come this far, and you'll come no further. I'll both have my prize and see you die and deny you of your murder.
Shouted the snow-white mouse, emboldened and unafraid. And so she charged, battered bones and broken toes and spirit beyond measure, and she leapt forth into the air. As claws gripped fruit, so too did they release from the mighty chestnut as the terrifying owl soared forth to take the life of the tender creature. With cherry clutched tight to her breast, the snow-white mouse touched upon the branch below to spring forth the overconfident owl. With fervor and fury, fangs borne to the neck of the unprepared predator, the pair spinning downward and tumbling upon the muck of the earth below. As the owl struggled through the slipping seconds of its life, the snow-white mouse, speckled in scarlet, crept safely into the shadows of a shrubbery. In awestruck silence, the gathered creatures crept away. The toad, in doubt of his comparative worth, slunk into the slime of the swamp to mourn the moments and memories lost to its meddling and morose. The scarlet squirrel, devoid of its formerly bountiful stores of nut and seed, felt its soul shrink, for in its stupor it had damned itself to the hard labor or starvation, drunk upon the succulent nectar of self-righteousness. Even the lingering owls above hastily swore off into watching spitefully as the creature contentedly feasted, fearful of the might of the merciless mountain lion masquerading as a meager snow-white mouse.
Wow, that was pretty good. That was great. I don't know if you're supposed to clap. It's like theater or whatever. That was awesome. That was pretty awesome, dude. So I don't even know what to say. Remember, folks, whatever you do, try to take some time this week to do two things. The Ogre's always going to give you this advice because it's the advice that my rolling stone of a Jewish father gave me, and it's about the only fucking thing he ever gave me. He said, son, the one or two times I'd see him a year, he'd always tell me this. Son, every morning when you get up, look in the mirror. Look at yourself with your own eyes. Look right into that mirror. Look right into those eyes and say, what am I going to do today for the Ogre? And I implore you, constant viewer, ask yourself today, what are you going to do today for yourself? Not for anybody else. Because if you don't do for yourself, if you don't look after yourself, how can you do for anybody else? And beard burying, I don't have the words, man, so I'm not going to try to drum them up. Because this plays into the other thing. Whatever you do this week, take some time to read a book. Get out Moby Dick. Take down Alexander Dumas. Blow the dust off the cover. Read about the Count of Monte Cristo. That's one of my favorites. Read about Ishmael and Queequeg. Crazy Ahab. Take some time and pick up some Stephen King or some Dean Koontz. You know, read about these fantastic characters. It'll strengthen your frontal lobes. It'll make you a smarter human being. You'll be more useful to society. You'll be more useful to yourself. Take some time to drink a beer. To smoke a little marijuana, maybe. Or to do nothing at all. Just take some time for yourself. And that's it, folks. Remember, be good to your friends. Be good to your family members. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge, you'll never be able to forget about it. Because, constant viewer, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life and your cause, everything you hold dear will depart from you. Hey, Sydney Rub Diamond, I hope to see you on Wednesday. We're going to try polemic magic again, third time's a charm, baby.